What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hot Toys Hotline Live, episode 134, I think. Yes, 134. Sometimes I forget. Joining me today is Kaiju Daddy. Kaiju Daddy, thanks for being here, my friend. Guys, you should know Kaiju Daddy by now, but if you're not familiar, he's kind of like one of the top dogs in 1/12, in my opinion, and it seems like a lot of people hold his opinion to very high standard in that hobby. But Kaiju also collects a lot of 1/6. He's just being humble. He just also collects a lot of 1/6 stuff, and Kaiju has a unique experience with all this stuff because he is right there amongst where all these collectibles are being released, and he's kind of our boots on the ground guy a lot of times, especially with the 1/12 stuff. But like I said, he does a lot of 1/6 as well. So if you are newer to the channel and you haven't met Kaiju, Kaiju is my dude. And Kaiju has a great channel over there, and especially when it comes to 1/12 stuff, if you want to see like early sneak peeks or right when something's released, Kaiju is pretty quick about getting videos up. I don't know if Kaiju, if you're allowed to say what you have in your possession. If not, we'll just forget what I'm saying. But I know you have something very special that might interest some people. But you don't have to say it if you don't want to, because I don't know if
Yeah,
you're allowed
I
to
can
say
say
it.
it. I can say it.
But yeah, go ahead and tell them what you have in your possession right now, which I think is very cool. It's something I'm actually getting. I've put myself on that list.
Okay, so Juice sent me, or Used, I don't know how to actually pronounce his name. Jazz Inc. sent me kind of a prototype of the Batwing, the 1/12 Batwing. So it's not die cast, but it's fully painted, and I have to put it together, and I have to do a review. I just got back to Japan. I was in the States for a couple weeks, and it's been sitting here. I'm dealing with jet lag. It's pretty brutal. But I got to get that unboxed and then put a review up, hopefully today.
I'm looking forward to hearing that because, and that is very cool. And again, you know, Kaiju's kind of talking himself down, but that, you know, not everybody gets a prototype to look at of a 1/12 scale Batwing from Jazz Inc. So that's really cool. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on it. That immediately appealed to me, not necessarily for the fact that it's just 1/12 scale, but the fact that I could not afford the 1/6 scale at the time, and I still couldn't justify it, and it's massive. So it's much more manageable. I think it's about 28 inches across. I think that's how they measure it,
so, yeah.
which is significantly more manageable than the 1/6 scale version. So because of that, you guys know I love my Michael Keaton, so I'm very much looking forward to that. So that's really cool, and that's very special. I don't know if you guys saw Adam Savage and Norm from Tested took a look at it, and they had a lot of great things to say about it, and they pointed out like the streaks in the paint job and stuff that were present on the actual screen-used Batwing that was a smaller scale Batwing that they used for filming. So it's really cool that they were able to put their eyes on that and do a video on it, and then they got to see the 1/12 scale Batwing from Jazz Inc. to compare, and I think they've done a video on the 1/6 as well. So thanks for being here, Kaiju, and also I'm very jealous, and I cannot wait to hear your thoughts because that is super cool to me, and I'm so happy to see that you're getting opportunities like that because, like I said, for someone who has collected lower priced 1/12 scale like Black Series and stuff for years, you and Al and Jason are people that have kind of swayed me into start dipping into the Batman LPZZ stuff, the Harry Potter stuff. So that just shows, you know, on a small level, I'm sure you've done that for a lot of other people. So you're getting a lot of people into that hobby of 1/12. And like myself with Jason, I always have to guilt trip him every time I see him that, hey, you have to buy more 1/6 figures. You have to get your numbers up. So now I'm getting into 1/12 scale because of Kaiju Daddy and the guys over on his stream. So I can't tell if Kaiju's frozen or if he's just really good at sitting still. I think he's frozen, but hopefully he could hear me. While we're seeing if Kaiju... Okay, Kaiju got kicked out. So when Kaiju comes back, I will run that by him again. But I'm going to say what's up to everybody in the chat. Guys, we have a lot of stuff, surprisingly, tonight. A lot of releases out of nowhere. So there's a lot of really cool stuff to talk about. But first in the chat, we got my dude, Valkyrie Magnus, in the house. What's up, Valk? A hotline hottie and a moderator. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. Valk is saying, good afternoon, Connor, Lane, Chris. Have a fun live stream. Obviously, he was coming in early. Unfortunately, Lane will not be here tonight. Lane is actually feeling under the weather. Chris may be joining us on his drive home because, as you guys know, Chris works for UPS and it's peak season for him. So he's going to be a little bit backed up. But if he can join us, he will for sure. So thanks for being here, Valk, as always. We got Sean, the Hot Toys Nightmare, in the house. What's up, Sean? Thanks for being here. As always, great to hear from you. I know you're very excited not only for the Commander Wolffe release, but we finally got that 212 Clone Trooper. So I'm very excited to take a look at that with you guys, especially that deluxe version, because it comes with a lot of stuff. So thank you so much for being here, Sean, as always. We got my dude Peyton23 in the house, another hotline hottie and a moderator. Thanks for being here, bro. Peyton just saying good evening to everyone. We got my dude Sal in the house. What's up, Sal? Thanks for being here, bro. We got Pedro Lopez here. So, of course, as always, he's going to be dropping that hashtag hotline confirmed. And yes, Pedro, you did guess. I don't know if you follow Kaiju or you just good guess. Yes, the 112 scale Batwing from Jazz Inc. Thanks for being here, as always, Pedro. We got Figured Out in the house. What's up, my friend? Thank you for being here on this fine Tuesday evening. We got Travis. What's up, my friend? Always great to see you, Travis. Thanks for being here, bro. Speak of the devil, we got Jason in the house. What's up, my friend? Jason says, hey, everyone. Good to see Connor and Kaiju together. Jason, as you become more and more of a 1/6 scale collector, we're going to have to get you over here soon. But thank you for being here. Thank you for being a hotline hottie. I appreciate you, and I hope 1/6 scale is treating you well, and 112 scale as well. We got my dude Tijuana Mike in the house, another hotline hottie. He says, happy Tuesday, collectors. Happy Tuesday to you, my friend. Thank you so much for being here, as always. I hope you're doing well. We got my dude Big Dog Pound, another hotline hottie, and the GOAT moderator, because he just gets the chat always hyped up. We got to give him a big woo! Thank you so much for being here, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm just going through all the comments. As always, if I missed you, we're going to double back and say what's up. We got FBJ in the house. What's up, my dude? Thanks for being here, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Let's see. Who else do we have? We got Ash Chase in the house. I see somebody tagging Ash Chase, but I don't actually see a comment. How you doing, Ash Chase? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. It's certainly where... Okay, so I'm going to continue. I'm keeping up doing the Lord's work, pretty much. Thank you so much for updating me on that, because I wasn't sure. I just had to know, because I had to know if it was worth my time to continue with it. We got my dude Jose in the house. What's up, Jose? Jose may or may not be joining us. I told Jose that like half the panel couldn't make it, and he was an absolute trooper, and he's like, dude, I'll try to make it if I can. But I was like, dude, don't sweat it if you can't, because it was very last minute. But if not, of course, he's going to be here in spirit. Kaiju said, internet issue trying to fix it. Well, guys, hopefully Kaiju can fix it. If not, looks like I'll be solo, but I think it'll be okay with most of you guys. I think I can hold it down, right? But fingers crossed that he gets it figured out. Yeah, I wish Chris was here to see this, Pedro. I really do. We got Batman Collectibles in the house. He says, evening, hotline crew. Blue 89 Batman arrives tomorrow. I took the jump. Well, congrats on that. I'm glad to see Kaiju was able to make it back in. At first, I wasn't sure if you were just really good at like keeping your head still, because I used to troll Lane like that all the time.
Sorry.
But congrats on that, Batman Collectibles. That's awesome. We're actually gonna start the stream off talking about that one, because that one seems to be a hot topic of discussion. But thanks for being here, as always. But Kaiju, what I was saying, my like closing statement of the intro. I was saying that I don't know what you heard and what you didn't hear, but I was basically saying that I think you got to give yourself more credit, because you got me to kind of spend the money to get some of these newer, like higher end 112 scale figures, because I was always just kind of like a Black Series collector, and I would dabble here and there with NECA and stuff. So it's your fault. I've pre-ordered multiple LPZZ figures and rebought the InArt 112 scale bale, because I had it for review, and then I didn't end up buying it off of Jeremy. So it's your fault. I bought the accessory pack too. I'm definitely going to get that Heath Ledger. So I have someone else now to blame for me spending my money. And Jason has me to blame. I was just telling him, like, I'm going to have to stay on him about the 1/6 stuff so he can keep growing his army. And that's okay, Jason. We welcome everyone here. Whether you're intermediate, you're new, it's nice to have different perspectives, not just the same old guys talking about everything who know everything. It's good to learn from those who are new, who might have a different perspective. So yeah, you're welcome to join us anytime, my friend. But Kaiju, I know you really were dying to talk about this figure, so I was like, we have to start with it, because this is just like the figure of the week, right? And not in that regard, because that was like super small and weird, but we're talking about a figure that, number one, was shockingly random and very surprising, considering this is from a film that, for all intents and purposes, was definitely a flop. Not only did it undersell in the box office, but also a lot of people didn't particularly care for it. I think Kaiju's frozen again. Oh, you're back. Okay.
Yeah, it keeps going in.
And there he goes, dude. Like, YouTube doesn't want to see me win tonight. I lose the whole panel. We got Kaiju coming in strong, saving the day, and now they're freezing his connection. But
Unbelievable.
yeah, it is unbelievable. Yeah, it's like he freeze in like a perfect position, and then I'm like, is he there? Is he there? But anyways, this Batman is very random because number one, the Flash film, didn't really do that well in the box office. A lot of people really didn't care for it in terms of the story and where they went with it. But also, this is kind of, in a way, a concept figure based on another concept, because this was just a kind of background suit in Keaton's armory, older Keaton, obviously, in the Flash movie. We never saw him wear this suit in the film. So this went from being a concept to being turned into a concept figure. Now, the elephant in the room, and we're going to zoom in on it. The elephant in the room here is the cowl, right? Now, and this is in no defense of the cowl, because it is beautifully ugly. It's a very ugly cowl. But to Hot Toys' credit, if you actually look at the armory suit in the background, the cowl does have these really weird, gross-looking forehead creases on it. That's part of the design. Unfortunately, with that being said, it just doesn't translate that well to a figure. Now, I do agree with the sentiment that some people were making that if it didn't have the eyeballs and it didn't have the mouth plate and you could pop it out and make it hollow, it probably would look a little bit better. Because I think in that form, it works a little bit better. But with the mouth plates and the eyes in and everything, obviously for a lot of people, it gets lost. Now, with that being said, if you know me at all, who is my favorite Batman? Michael Keaton. Did I pre-order this? Yes, I did. It's something about that blue and gray. I even ordered the WB100 Bale Batman, and that one honestly was a little bit uglier in person with the metallic and everything. I wasn't really a huge fan of it. But I did order this figure, and shockingly, we got all the comments making fun of the cowl, and I'll go to the faceplate that we lost Kaiju. I'll go to the faceplate that a lot of people had comments about. The one with the, no, not that one. Let's see. There's a one particular faceplate with those visible teeth that everybody really had something to say about it, which, understandably so. It was pretty, right here. This isn't really the best angle of it, but you can see what I'm talking about here. This is that faceplate that everybody was making jokes about. But again, this happens often. Though you have a lot of people that aren't a fan of this, and rightfully so, you still see people buying it, and it actually waitlisted way quicker than expected. Because, look, we still have a limited figure, a perfect example of something that's been sitting for a while, Nightwing from the video games. That figure's still sitting, and that is a limited number figure. So that doesn't mean that every limited figure is just selling because it's limited. I think because Michael Keaton has such a big fan base, and because this has that iconic silhouette with the blue and gray, that got enough people on board to pick it up. I'm just being honest with you. I think that's what drove it. The nostalgia of the blue and gray and the nostalgia of Michael Keaton. But with that being said, I totally understand why people don't like this. It is gaudy. It's kind of out there. It doesn't have a place in most people's collections. Again, for me, I just wanted it because it's Michael Keaton, and I love the blue and gray. And like from the chest down, it looks great. Now, the funny thing about this, though, when you look at the suit, I almost want to see if I could find this body maybe by itself with the suit and see if someone can repaint the suit for me and then transfer all of my 89 Batman stuff over to it. Because, as we know, the 89 Batman has that awful avocado texture, whereas this is more smooth, like the screen-used costumes from the 89 Batman. So, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh, I kind of want to do that. So I'm hoping that I could find a body. I don't want to like kind of ruin my copy of this, because then I just kind of have a bunch of parts. I can't do anything with them, and that's kind of a waste. So I'm hoping that somebody will part it out on eBay or something, and I can grab the body and get it customized, because obviously I'd have to lose the trunks here. I imagine those are removable. But dude, if I could get this suit, get it painted black, transfer my 89 parts over to it, that would be so much better. I would be super hyped if I could do that. But again, I totally understand for those of you guys that are making comments about this one. It is gaudy. It's just out there. No one asked for this. We'll throw that quote in there. Figure It Out says it's just gone Wednesday here. Oh yeah, I forgot. I don't think you're in the U.S., so that makes sense. Let's see. Big Doll Pound says, I'm really feeling the InArt Catwoman. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for that pre-order, the Hot Toys Catwoman. That's actually one of the most disappointing Hot Toys I've received in the last couple years. So I'm excited for a change for sure. Yes, this is from The Flash. In the Flash movie, and maybe I could pull up a picture for you real quick. In the Flash movie, there is an armory scene where you could see a whole armory of random suits that he has in the background. And this is one, I think it's like on the far left of the armory. Let me see. Flash Batman armory. Hot Toys actually had a life-size armory in person. Let's see. Okay, so they're actually, I could actually pull this up. This might be even better. So there is a photo that Hot Toys had teased way back when this film came out. And here you go right here. Here's the actual armory that this is a part of. And again, in this form, I think it's a lot more acceptable here. Sorry, I thought my cursor was up on the screen. In this form, it's a lot more acceptable, I think, for a lot of people because it doesn't have, like, you know, it's kind of thrown off with those forehead wrinkles. I think that's the best way to put it. So, yes, this is that suit right here. Now, if I'm honest, I don't need this whole lineup. I don't. But this suit right here, this, like, detective Batman-looking suit with the pistol holsters, I wouldn't be mad if they announced that one. I don't think they're going to go through and announce all of these. I just don't see that happening. But it would be cool if we at least got that one. To be honest with you, I would not be surprised, though, if this was a one and done. They called it a day. Hey, you guys got one of your blue and gray once, because I know a lot of people want that blue and gray. So would not be shocked if that was the case. I'm curious. I need to put up a poll. This is like, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it, because I know because it's just me right now, I'm going to be doing a lot of talking, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts. So I want to know, and I'm going to ask you guys a question here shortly, but is this the worst Batman ever? Batman figure. And this is strictly talking about from Hot Toys. I'll specify, because I'm sure there's way worse Batman figures out there. Specifically from Hot Toys, is this the worst Batman figure ever? Because a lot of people are throwing this out. You see a lot of YouTube videos where you see that in the thumbnail, because, you know, it's a big topic of discussion. And yeah, the cowl looks super weird. It's those forehead wrinkles. And I'm notorious for criticizing Hot Toys with their cowls. But again, I got to give them credit on this one in the fact that this is kind of what it looks like. You guys saw the photo I pulled up there. I know that's like Hot Toys prototypes, but if you actually look up the screen used suits in the armory, this is kind of what the cowl looks like. It has these weird forehead wrinkles. Kaiju, hopefully it starts working for you. It sucks, man. It sucks. Let me give you the floor to share your thoughts. I don't know if you heard anything of what I said as you're getting cut out, but I basically said, yeah, I didn't think you did, but I basically said, because I love Michael Keaton so much and I love this figure from the neck down, I did pre-order this figure. But I do agree the cowl looks terrible. And another thing I said is, if you look at the actual screen-used suit in the armory, it actually does have those weird wrinkles on the forehead. So it just doesn't translate well to a toy. I don't know, has this been done in 1/12 at all? Like, do you know if this has ever been done by I didn't think so.
No.
Are you getting this one, dude?
No.
Do you think, and so I have this question up here, and I put a poll, because this is being thrown out a lot. I will say this, as I pose this question to you. I still think the worst Hot Toys Batman I've ever personally owned, in terms of just, like, poor execution, is the Batman Begins 2.0. I think that release was so bad. Terrible cowl. The worst cape I think I've ever experienced personally on a Hot Toys figure. So for me, I think that's probably the worst Batman ever. If you take the head off of this one, I think it still qualifies as a decent Batman figure. But it's definitely the most out there Batman, that and the WB100 Batman. So I think those are not crowd pleasers at all, and I totally understand why people don't want this.
I like the WB100. I have the WB100. I think it's way better than this.
So for me, with the WB100, I think over time, because I do have it in my collection, over time, what I've noticed I don't really care for is the metallic blue. Had they done like that iconic blue color, like something similar to this, or maybe like with the more teal mixed in, you know what I'm talking about, I think that would have been much cooler. The metallic to me just kind of throws it off and makes it, of course, we already knew it was gaudy. It's like one of those things, you either like it or you don't. I still enjoy owning it because I think it's a great piece to go with that imposter artisan Heath Ledger Joker. I think they go great together because they're both just kind of out there. But yeah, this one I think is probably one of the most hated trolled figures in quite a while on the Hot Toys page. I don't know about you, but yeah, I saw a lot of memes and harsh words, people saying they pre-ordered it and everybody jumping on them and saying, why'd you waste your money? Like, this is a crazy one.
Well, I mean, the numbers, I think, drove the sales, right? Like, people think it's a limited edition. They want a piece of it. This hasn't been put up by Toy Sapiens yet. I think it's probably going to be saved for Tokyo Comic Con, which is in about 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm not interested in this. I'm not going to get it. For people who got it, great. I mean, you know, everybody has a different style, a different taste. Keaton is a lot of people's Batman. So, you know, I mean, it is what it is. There's going to be stuff people love. There's going to be stuff people hate. I don't hate this. I dislike it very much. I don't hate it. But I think the only way this really works for me is if you put on the Keaton head sculpt. You got rid of the cowl. You got rid of, you know, whatever it is that they have, just like this. But this image is kind of really bad. I mean, there's better images.
The neck is long. Yeah, here the neck is long. And also, I almost wish you could see the bat symbol in this configuration. I think that'd be way cooler. And also, like, I'm surprised they didn't put the modern suit Batman sculpt, because that would be the one that made... I mean, not that this doesn't make sense, because, you know, this is like an alternate universe type of thing. This could have been his suit when he was younger, and he hasn't worn it in many years. Who knows? But I like the pose, though. The pose is cool. This right here is the mouth plate that everybody was making jokes about, understandably so, because coupled with the hideous cowl and...
Even the eyes!
Yeah, the way they have him posed here especially. It's just, yeah, you're asking for it with that.
It's the little girl meme in the car.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's what it is.
Trust me, like I said, this is one of those figures I do understand where people are coming from. Trust me. Like, this is not on everybody's list, that's for sure. This is a very unique thing. But again, though it is, you know, you had mentioned it's a limited number, we still have the Nightwing, which is limited to 2,000. That's still sitting on Sideshow, and there's some others that are still sitting. So that's why I'm still shocked that this one sold out as quick as it did on Sideshow. The only right, that's the thing, is it's the iconic blue and gray, which a lot of people have always wanted, and it's Keaton. So it's like you have that star power. He's a lot of people's favorite Batman, including myself. And just like Batman Collectibles said, there was no second guessing. It's Keaton. I'm owning it. And that's kind of how I felt about it. Now, if they put Michael Keaton in like a poop suit and like the whole suit was like textured like poop, I wouldn't buy it. But I'd be pretty close to ordering it. We got Johnny Chronicles in the house, another hotline hottie. He says, "Evening, Connor and chat. What's up, my friend? I hope you're doing well." Z Molinay said, "Oh, dude, okay, yeah, I found the Armory pick. I think DC proper was also soliciting those suits as well on a tour." Yeah, for sure. Yeah, see, the problem is, though, when you remove that mouth plate, you still have like a wall in the inside with like a hole. So unless Hot Toys pulled some shit out of their butt, and we're going to find out here today or tomorrow, it's still not going to look right, because you're not going to have that hole that you would have as if you pulled the cowl off. It's just going to be like a wall on the inside with a mouth hole, because that's like how it pegs inside the cowl. So it's shocking. Again, we talk about Hot Toys being lazy. Like, what the... This was an Armory suit. How could you not either make that an option or provide a secondary cowl to do that? Like, that is the stuff right there that's just pure laziness to me. And again, it's very funny that you have this suit that is more accurate to 89, it's the wrong color, because it's smooth, unlike what they did with the 89 2.0. So again, I am crossing my fingers that I can find a body from this figure and get that suit repainted black, and then just transfer all my 89 stuff. I'm sure the trunks probably pull off pretty easily, but if I can get this repainted black and have the 89 parts on there, that's going to be freaking awesome, because it has that smooth texture that you're looking for with the 89 suit. So if anything good came from that for me, it's that. But we'll see if I can pull it off. I think it's probably closer than we think. I really do. I think Hot Toys is probably looking at the Adam West Batman and the Burt Ward Robin. I think they're probably taking a close look at that right now.
Next year,
Ireland.
right?
Yeah, yeah, it's very possible next year for sure. Very possible. Ireland. Well,
60
thank you so
years.
much for tuning in from so far away. Is 60 years?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 68, 66. So yeah, 60 years. Hot Toys Batman Day. Don't give us some BS this year.
No rhyme or reason with Hot Toys, though, right?
No, no, they'll just give us another Arkham alternate suit and main suit, and that piss me off. Yes, yeah, that year too, like detective looking Batman is so fire. If they gave us that suit, if no other ones, like I can't wait. Figure It Out says no way that WB 100 Batman was the worst figure ever. You know, I can't defend that point of view. Like I said, I love it, but it is ugly. And like I said, the metallic, I don't know why they did metallic paint. I don't know why they did that. Batman Collectibles saying blue and gray pale Batman is much worse. It looks like we're split on this one, I guess. I don't know. It's Bait Man. That's fine. Yeah, with that long. Yeah, the Bait Man. Dude, he got an exclusive invite from me, man. Don't try to take away his exclusivity. How's it going, though, Al? Thanks for being here, my friend. A hotline hottie, a GOAT moderator. I hope you're doing well, my friend. You should be on here. Oh, you're sick, huh? That's your excuse for not coming on with us, Al? I am hoping that as well. And also, just a little update. Last stream, we were talking about Jackson doing a cape for the Frank Miller Batman. That is now up for pre-order through 16 Kit, and I pre-ordered that, and it was actually relatively inexpensive. So I was pretty happy about that. Yeah, see, again, you know, we didn't know that this one was going to waitlist that fast. I certainly didn't. But so it waitlisted, and then it came back and went to low stock, and then it sat for about 20 minutes, and then it's gone. Now it's on waitlist. So pop on the waitlist. People are going to cancel, though.
Question. For Sideshow, the imposter, the artisan imposter Joker, how long did that sit before it sold out?
That one actually, I don't recall that one sitting that long, to be honest with you. I think it actually went relatively quick. I think, so the Eve figure from Ballerina is still sitting. Like I said earlier, the Nightwing, which is funny because I know you remember how bad people wanted that Nightwing, and Hot Toys just shit the bed. They didn't update it from the original prototype. They didn't add rolling eyeballs, you know. Yeah. So the hype is gone for that figure. I still got it because I love the character and I love his backstory. But that one's still sitting. I'm trying to think of what else we have sitting. Obviously, like John Wick went quick. From Death Stranding 2. I don't know if Norman Reedus' character is still up, but what's his name? Why am I blanking?
I don't know the character's name.
You know what I'm talking about, the dude with the guitar.
Yeah.
He is still, I know somebody in the chat knows. He is still sitting as well. So it depends, but again, like with that being said, I'm surprised that this one went so fast. But like we kind of said, like it's Keaton. You can't underestimate Keaton, I guess. I guess that's the point proven right there. Yes. If any accessories are done for this, I'd be very stoked. Unfortunately, with the WB 100, we didn't really see many accessories for that one aftermarket, so it's been unfortunate. But Jose said it wouldn't be Old Man Keaton because according to the BTS footage, it's one of many suits he wore in his many years as Batman. I don't know. I didn't watch the BTS footage, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but that's good to know. That's good to know. I think it still would work great with the Old Man Keaton sculpt, and especially because of how he's pictured in the actual film, I think it would work. But I still don't like how short the neck is, or how long the neck is. Big Dog Pound says the middle Batman picture makes him look like he had an accident. Dude, like I said, I've seen so many memes generated from just that faceplate alone, like right here. That's a nice little, take a little gander at that there. It's just goofy, man. It's its own thing.
I use it for my live stream.
Yeah, that's a good one to use. That's a good one to use for sure. Molinay says Mezco also did that weird texture with the yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. There's no photos where you see that avocado ball sack texture that Hot Toys put on the suit. There's none. Like I don't know where they got that reference from. Even when his suit is damaged, it doesn't look like that. So I don't know where they got that from. It blows my mind to this day. But I would love to get this repainted. That'd be sick. I see SG Collectibles in the house. What's up, my friend? Sid Vicious in the chat. Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't get the poop suit, Kaiju. They'd probably cut it off for me on the poop suit there.
Never say never.
See, that I'm with you, dude. That that release was so bad. And I got lucky. I did not day one pre-order that. I got the batch 2 where it was matte like it was supposed to be. You know, we had the shiny suit batch, and Sideshow was doing a bunch of replacements. That cowl is easily one of the worst. It has that weird long neck. It doesn't have that width that it's supposed to have. It was bad, man. Really bad. Worst cape known to man in 1/6, in my opinion. How you doing, SG? Thanks for being here, my friend. We got Evil Sneaker in the house. What's up, my dude? Figures in Fandom, formerly known as Evil Sneaker. A hotline hottie and an all-around goat. He says, hello there, fellow collectors. Finally 212 to pair with the one true goat, Obi-Wan. The second latter half of his message is not true. He meant to say Anakin Skywalker. But yes, it's so exciting to finally get a 212 when we have the Airborne, we have Commander Cody. It was only right they finally give us a 212 to go with those. So 30 more minutes. Well, you're grinding it out with us here on stream. I hope we can keep you busy. Oh, so Eve did waitlist. Okay, my apologies, but she did take quite a while to waitlist. So I guess I will retract my main statement. She is waitlisted now, but she was up for days. So Imposter did sell pretty quick. Yeah, I recall it. I think it was like an hour or so or less. I can't remember.
Nah, really?
It was pretty quick. I don't recall it.
So I got it 50% off from Toy Sapiens.
Well, you know what, dude? Not everybody here has the special Kaiju Daddy Japan discount. You want to hear some other crazy shit? Kaiju got freaking iconic Elvis, the Jailhouse Rock version, for like $90 on Amazon Japan. So he's just finding all these and to be fair, he did offer it to me, but I already had the figure. But he's always getting these crazy ass deals over there in Japan. And meanwhile, we're over here paying full price, and then it sells for 25% less, some of these figures after we.
Well, I got another hookup to offer people today.
Yes. Should we? I know you only have a limited amount of time. You got about like 20 more minutes.
In about 20 minutes.
So I will make sure that we jump to that figure so you can Kaiju Daddy special offer, one-time offer. It's one of those timed exclusive offer, guys. So we'll talk about it once we pull up the figure. Higgs, thank you. I don't know why Higgs just went out of my brain. Yeah, that I will say this. That figure looks freaking amazing. I love the face paint. It reminds me of like the troopers from Ahsoka with that like Japanese inspired design with the wrapping and everything. It's really cool. That's a really cool figure. Yeah, I don't think Keaton has ever gotten, or excuse me, Hot Toys has ever gotten Keaton's eyeballs quite that right. I have my Unreal Customs Cal, and he did such a great job on the eyeballs for the 89. It's really, really sick. So I'm grateful that I actually got mine. We got Yomo in the house, another hotline hottie and a moderator. Thanks for being here, bro. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I remember OT Customs said that they were asked about doing a cape, and they kind of thought about it and they decided not to. So hopefully, yes, the Galen special. Hopefully we get something for this one. We'll see. But yeah, let me close the poll on this one before we move on. 53% said no, this is not the worst Batman figure, but 47% still said yes. So a lot of people are not too big of fans of this figure, and that's understandable. That's understandable because it's just one of those things. Like, you either like it or you don't. And unfortunately, this is one that a lot of people don't like. So, Kaiju, what did you say you're giving the worst Batman figure ever? Are you giving it to this one, or do you have another one in mind that you think was?
No,
worse
I think it's that Batman Begins.
You think so? Yeah, I mean, and I think the other reason why a lot of us put that there is because it's such an important suit, and for a lot of people, Begins is the best film. So we wanted it to be right, and it was supposed to be a 2.0, and it was not. It was some shit. Yeah. And yeah, so
felt worse than the original.
Right, which is like them going backwards, which is so weird because it was released so far later. But I want to jump now. And by the way, big shout out to Dean Knight, because we're taking a look at his video, and he actually popped in and commented on the last video. I didn't even know he watches the streams, and he was saying, hey, thanks for sharing my video on stream. So shout out to Dean Knight for getting these reviews out so quickly. He actually has a video up here of the 78. This was the TV show, right? Kaiju, and then the 77 is a movie. Is that correct?
77 was a movie that there was a couple movies. There's a couple Hammond movies. But this is a Japanese TV show that's very similar like to Power Rangers in a lot of ways, you know?
Yeah, I've seen like the Megazord looking character, and Hot Toys actually did like a Cos Baby of it, which I thought was, they do everything cool in Cos Baby, but never in 1/6.
So he gets his powers. The suit is like an alien, sort of like the symbiote.
That's why. And then I've seen clips of him with this little wristband where the suit like kind of like shoots out of the wristband.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I've also seen, because I've never actually seen the 77 or the 78 stuff, but this is very intriguing to me.
What?
Maybe this will get me to go back. I've seen a lot of the old stuff, but this is something that has not come across my radar. So I will definitely go back and watch it.
77 Nicholas Hammond Spider-Man is my Spider-Man.
So, I've seen clips and stuff, but I've never actually taken the time to watch it. So, like with this one, I'm fully aware that he has like an MP40, and like that's like even like Riley Lowe from Sixth Hero, he's making a custom MP40 that's like screen accurate to the one that's used in the Japan version. So, now that we've got that out of the way, I want this figure because I love how goofy and stupid it is. That's and with that being said, it's not really that accurate. Neither is the 77. Hot Toys almost kind of made him look a little bit better. They made it look like better in figure form. It's more like presentable on your shelf. I do love, though, that they still put the nose and the mouth under the mask. I think that's hilarious. But yeah, how interesting is that Hot Toys kind of made this look better? It's supposed to be like much more goofy looking underneath. Like you could very clearly tell that there's a guy under there, and it doesn't kind of like form fit to his body that well. And like, if you guys got to look up photos or shots from 78 and the 77 to see how goofy these costumes really are. The 77 Hammond under that suit, he's got this really pointy chin and his face has a weird shape to it. It's not like the modern Spider-Man mask as they're portrayed here by Hot Toys, where it has like a shell on the inside to keep that silhouette of Spider-Man's head. So you just see, same with this one, the person under the suit, and it's freaking hilarious.
Well, so Japanese fans are not happy with this release because Hot Toys messed up the feet. Yeah. The Japanese version has like a sort of like a slipper. It's a very particular like type of footwear. It's called the uabaki, and you kind of wear it over something. A lot of kids wear it in school. It's like a school shoe. But every other iteration that other companies have done of this particular figure, they've all incorporated it. And Hot Toys, sort of the king of detail, omitted it, which is just really weird. So a lot of Japanese fans were really upset about that.
Yeah, and I would be, I mean, like I said, when you actually compare this to the actual suit, there's a lot of things wrong with it. But again, I think what they've done here, it looks cool in figure form. They've made it look better and more presentable and less goofy. But it's nice that they still kept that touch of having the nose and the mouth under the mask. I think that's just hilarious. This is like having a Spooderman in your collection. What I also, in comparison to the 77, because this one, by the way, obviously, guys, is released. In comparison to the 77, I think the lenses look way cooler on this one. They look more like what we expect from like a modern day Spider-Man, closer to those lines. Because the 77 has those like cheese grater looking lenses, and they're not very appealing to me, at least personally. I think they look a little goofy, but that's kind of the charm of it, right? Like it was a different era. First time seeing Spider-Man in live action. Like it's got that charm to it. Another thing I love about the Japan version are the proportions. It's just so funny to me. Like when you put him in certain poses, how you can kind of see like, that's not like Tom Holland in the suit with that like super slender body. He's got some cheeky thighs and awkward proportions. And like, I don't know, it's stuff like that has charm to me. And I think it's cool. And it shows like heritage of the character, and it represents something special. It represents where things began, just like having Adam West and Burt Ward on your shelf represents the beginnings, or Cesar Romero as Joker. Like it represents an era that will never be recreated because it started it all. So yeah, for that reason, I think this is really cool. Yeah. Like this pose right here is so awesome. Like Kaiju, or shout out to Dean Knight. He's doing a great job with these poses, but this right here, like this is the type of pose you want to put this figure in. This just like speaks volumes about what this figure represents. And this is really cool to me. But yeah, having that MP40, I think would be hilarious. So I'm curious to see what Riley Lowe does with it. He's just an absolute master with custom work. So I'm sure he's going to do a great job. I worry that there's not going to be a hand to properly hold it, because obviously this figure, I don't think it comes with any trigger hands. I highly doubt that. So he probably will have to custom make some hands, or maybe he's found a way to make it work in the hands that exist, but I think that is hilarious. But Kaiju, so I know you had something that you would like to offer to the community, not just this community, but anyone, obviously, while supplies last and while whatever load you can handle. So really kind of like a first come, first serve thing. But go ahead, share what you'd be willing to offer to people.
All right, so this is plentiful. This is available at Toy Sapiens, as the Jose Plus in the chat mentions. Sideshow said it's more than likely not getting this. It's available at Toy Sapiens right now. I'm grabbing Connor one this week. I'm grabbing one for 12-inch Moose Stream. Grabbing a couple for people who've reached out. So if people do want one, you can reach out to me, and I'm willing to pick it up for you and ship it out to you. But I don't anticipate this lasting long. A lot of these figures, obviously, with the limited aspect to it, they're probably not going to last 2 weeks. So I'm going in probably Friday, and I'll probably make another trip early next week if there's still some available. But if people want it, you can reach out to me, either if you're in the Facebook group, either Hot Toys Hotline. I'm Robert James in there. You can look me up on Instagram, Kaiju Daddy, Kaiju__Daddy, if you want me to grab one for you. I know a lot of people don't like the fact that Sideshow isn't carrying this. There's a lot of Spider-Man fans. There's a lot of people who want it. But I'm just trying to hook people up. I did that with the Galen Erso. When the Galen Erso came out, I was hooking people up. I ended up buying like 30 Galen Ersos for people.
He did. That's become a meme. The amount that he got has become a meme. But guys, I'll tell you this, Kaiju has purchased many things for me and many people that I know. If you have to pay friends and family, that's part of someone doing you a favor. So just keep that in mind. If you want him to get it for you, you probably will have to pay friends and family, but he's a trustworthy guy. His face is everywhere. He's not going anywhere. And he's on record not only getting 1 scale stuff, but he also does a lot of helpful things in the 1/12 scale community as far as getting figures for people. So he's doing this out of the kindness of his heart. So if you want it, take advantage of it. Unfortunately, when it comes to the other Spider-Man figure, you know what's so funny about this? I was on the phone with my buddy Chris, Collecting Madness, when this went live, and as soon as this went live, I was like, dude, if you might want to grab this one for trade bait or something, because I think it's going to sell out pretty quickly. He's like, I don't think so. And I was like, are you sure?
600.
I'm like, there's only 600 of these. I'm like, I think
in the world.
Right. I'm like, I think there's a pretty big following for this. And he's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't think I'm going to get it. And I was like, okay. Little did I know this was going to sell in less than 10 minutes. It was insane. And some people were saying that the website actually slowed down a little bit. I knew that there was a fan base for 77, but not like this. It sold out really quick. And apparently, one of the the very large 77 Spider-Man fan groups posted this on their page. A lot of them probably came over and grabbed this. I'm sure of it, but I don't know if you guys have looked on eBay to see the sold listings. This is selling consistently for $600+. I've seen some listings even sell for $700, and there's at least 12 plus completed sales. So it's not a fluke.
I know a guy who lives in Japan who was visiting America when this went up on Sideshow. So he wasn't sleeping like he would have been in Japan. He was in America, wide awake, and he was able to get one. So I am very happy that I made that trip when I did, because I never would have been able to get it. Again, Toy Sapiens hasn't gotten this. We don't know when they will. We don't even know if they will. So like I said, 77, the Hammond Spider-Man is my guy. He's my Spider-Man. So I am ecstatic that I was able to put in an order for this.
Yeah, I'm really happy for you. And to be honest with you, had it come down to it, since I certainly owe you one, I would have hooked you up with what I got. But I would pick it up as well. This might be sacrilege, but my plan for this is I want to lose the little belt and lose the gauntlet, and I want to find some white lenses for this. And I think that would be like the ultimate Spider-Man for me, because this suit looks incredibly posable, and it's absolutely beautiful. And again, kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, Hot Toys has kind of done their own kind of take on it to where it doesn't look quite as goofy as it does on screen. Especially, like, I don't think this looks like Hammond under the mask at all. It doesn't have that, like, protruding chin with that, like, those sunken in cheekbones. But it's still freaking cool. And like we said, it's what it represents. And I can tell, like, when you talk about it, it makes you smile because it's so special to you. And there's a lot of other people that have talked about how much Hammond as Spider-Man means to them. So, like, yeah, this is freaking awesome. And this is, like, one of the first blue and red full cloth suits we've seen for Spidey. So, yeah, this is freaking cool. And I think it looks great, man. And again, you don't have that straight up goofiness as much that you have with the actual screen use suit, but it works. And yeah, so as those that are able to pick it up, I've literally already seen people on Facebook. I saw a post literally this afternoon. Someone was offering $550 on Facebook. So that doesn't tell you how sought after this figure is. I don't know what does.
I reached out to that guy. He didn't respond. I was gonna get it to him, you know, cheaper than $550, but he didn't respond. So I don't know what to say.
Yeah. People are spending money left and right on these figures, and if that doesn't tell you that these mean a lot, and then it's a special, and it was a double announcement from Hot Toys, which I love to see. Them really just grinding it out before Chinese New Year. I did not know. Valkyrie said Hammond was a kid and he was in the.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that. No.
Yeah, he's one of the Von Trapp kids.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, Sound of Music is like one of the most iconic films of all time, so that's no easy feat. T. Dufour, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Are there any Galen Ursos left over there? I missed out on them. Isn't that crazy? After you've already cleaned them out of 30 of them, they still have some.
Yeah. Reach out to me. I can grab one for you.
There you go. Take him up on that. And it's a great figure. I love that figure. Kaiju got me one, and it really ties in the Rogue One shelf because obviously he's such a big part of the film. So I would have preferred his Nomad look when the Death Troopers show up at his plantation, but what are you going to do? You'll take what you can get for the character. We got Moose in the house. What's up? I see Moose is no longer 12-inch Moose Stream. He's just Moose Stream. Getting all fancy on us, Moose. Another hotline hottie. He says, hello, community collectors. Kaiju Daddy is the man. He is my savior. Yeah, I think he's a lot of people's saviors here. It's certainly mine. I mean, I wouldn't have a very special Anakin in my collection if it weren't for him. So certainly I have a lot of thanks to give to Kaiju. But thanks for being here, Moose, as always. I hope you're doing well, my friend. SH Figure Arts announced some. They look atrocious, and they were getting trolled pretty hard on a lot of pages. But if you want some figures of them, I have not seen these films, and I have zero interest in seeing them. My girlfriend's a big fan of them. But SH Figure Arts, I know they did a couple. Did Kaiju, did anybody else do them in a smaller scale? Do you know?
No.
Well, it sounds like you should get the
really
SH.
good.
They don't look really good,
but you know.
The Elphaba's the witch, right? Elphaba, I think, looks better than the other one. I'll say that. I think she is the better of the two for my personal eyes, my taste. Hello, curators. What's up, my friend Rusty Bronco in the house? What's up, dude? You can find him on Facebook or on Instagram. Kaiju Daddy on Instagram, and then Facebook, Robert James. He is in the Hot Toys Hotline Facebook group, so that might be an easier way to find him. Or he has his own group, Kaiju Daddy. I don't know the name of your Facebook group exactly.
Is it Don't Tell My Wife.
Yes, Don't Tell My Wife. I should have remembered that. If you want to check out a group that's really heavily 112 scale, and you guys do like waffles and stuff all the time too.
We do waffles. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a comment a little further up. Somebody's asking about the tariffs. When I ship stuff out, I make sure people don't pay tariffs.
There you go. And don't ask any questions. You just know you're not paying tariffs.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Right. So don't ask any questions, and you won't get the answers that you don't want. So, but yeah, dude, this is really cool. Just absolutely insane what this one in particular is selling for. Like, again, I saw some sales of 700, and this is like, obviously no one has this in hand yet. I don't know if they plan on releasing this one early. I think I saw somewhere where there's going to be some early stock. But as of right now, the only one that's released is the 70. I will say though, one thing I want to say, I think this is one of the coolest boxes. I want to go back to that. I think this is one of the coolest boxes Hot Toys has ever done. It's so freaking cool. That, like you said, like the Power Ranger inspiration, that's what it reminds me of. And it's got that charm to it. That's a sick box. And it also kind of reminds me of the Kenner style boxes that Hot Toys did, especially for that Kenner Fett. Yeah. This is cool. I asked Kaiju, I'm like, give me a crispy one. because I'm a box guy, and everybody, some people throw theirs out. I keep all my boxes.
Spit shine.
Yeah. He's like, dude, I'm so sorry. There's a wrinkle in the corner, and I start crying. But yeah, this is really cool, dude. Really, really cool. And again, like, thanks again for helping everybody out, including myself. Like, you know. But by the way, guys, don't forget, if he gets you a figure, you owe him a favor. That's how it works. I owe him. I lost count of what I owe him, but
I didn't lose count.
I had some credit left in the bank of Kaiju, and I was like, what do I got left on my tab? He's like, you have this much. I was like, put it towards that Spider-Man. Let's get it.
Yeah, all in.
Yeah, so that's kind of how it worked. But yeah, this is really cool. Again, big shout out to D-Knight. We have a lot of, well, I should say I have a lot of stuff to talk about because I know Kaiju's going to be leaving here in the next few minutes. But really cool figure. So do you have yours already, or are you still waiting on it?
So I just got back to Japan, and I made sure that my buddy picked one up for me just in case.
Just in case it sells out. Yeah.
So if it sold out quickly, I knew that I had one. So my buddy is holding one for me. Like I said, I had people reach out. I'm going in either tomorrow, which is Thursday, or Friday, and I'm gonna pick them up for people. And nice. Then you know, depending on how many other people reach out, I can make another trip early next week.
Yeah. So guys, again, if you're interested, reach out. And then it might be the case where he can only get a certain amount, so don't get upset if you're late and he can't get you one. Obviously, he's going to do his best. I know I don't have to say that because we're all grown, but, you know, just like when Lane always does his giveaways, and he's like, I have to let you guys know there's no shipping overseas. I'm going to be that guy with this. So just make sure you reach out in a timely manner. Give him enough time. Make sure you can get the money to him. He sets the same standard for me. Trust me. So... and it's a very, to be fair, it's a very reasonable standard. Make sure he has the money before he goes. And that pose for that Spider-Man. Dean, what are you doing here, man? That was a very
all right, Connor, I gotta go.
All right, dude. Well, thank you for being here. Thanks for kind of saving the day because I lost my whole panel. You know, Kaiju agreed to do this very last minute, so I appreciate you for at least coming on and offering something awesome to everybody here, and we appreciate you. And guys, check out Kaiju Daddy. I have to update the description and put his YouTube channel in there, but shout out to Big Dog Pound. He's been dropping it the whole stream. So thanks for being here, dude. Take care.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Again, hit me up if you want it. If you're still looking for the Galen Urso, again, I think they still have more left. So take care, everybody, and I'll see you in the next stream.
See you, dude. Isn't that funny, guys, that the Spidey's kind of pointing at me right now? Like, look, we're doing the Spidey meme. Hurry up, take a screenshot. Put it on your fridge. But yeah, really cool, guys. I do want to move on, though. I know a lot of people are probably like, cool, we've already talked about the Spider-Man. Let's talk about God Loki. I want to talk about, I see Big Rib in the chat. What's up, my dude? Great to see you, Big Rib. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Always great to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. Another hotline hottie. Not much, dude. Talking about some awesome figures. We're talking about God Loki now. Take care, Jason. Thanks for being here, bro. Happy Thanksgiving. If I don't see you, take care, my friend. But guys, God Loki has been released, both the sculpted version and the artisan version. Now we got to do a poll for this one because I feel like this one's kind of divided on who's getting sculpted and who's getting rooted. So we're going to do God Loki, sculpted or rooted. Let me make sure I update the options here. Sculpted, rooted. All right, so guys, vote in that poll because I'm very curious. Again, I've seen some divisiveness on this one. I'll say this. As someone who pre-ordered the rooted version, I think with the crown on, I think it looks pretty good. With the crown off, the hairline's kind of rough. And you'll see, I have a video from, I can't remember who, 6-Scale Kawu. Not the best lighting, but still a good shot of the sculpt. And we'll show you what I mean if you can't kind of tell from these photos about the hairline being a little bit rough on the rooted version. The likeness, though, spectacular. Give me 14 more of them right now. What a fantastic likeness. And those eyes, too, the way those eyes are painted. Beautiful. I love this outfit. I know it's not like your traditional, like, expectation of Loki, like kind of that translation from the comics to live action type suit. But I think this is such a beautiful costume design. And obviously, if you've seen this show, what it represents and how it all played out, what a beautiful character arc. I loved this show. I would have loved to have seen like a Victor Timely or the Kang that we saw in the show, not the one we got from Ant-Man, Quantumania. I would have loved to see some companion figures for this one. But with that being said, like, Dude, this is a beautiful sculpt and a beautiful outfit. Really breathtaking likeness. I think they did a great job here. We got a member for 23 months membership message here from OG fan. My dude, what is up, my friend? OG says, I have 2 this Hammond Spider-Man and missed it, so everything from General Grievous to Cage, Spock, BS, Wolffe, everything upcoming is up for trade. Well, guys, hit up OG if you picked yourself up the Hammond and want to trade OG. Help him out there. If he's got something you need, he's got something you need. Thank you for being here, as always, my friend. So Valk actually ended up picking up the rooted version. Congrats on that. I picked up the rooted version as well. Again, with the crown on, I think it looks pretty good, but and I don't, me personally, I wouldn't not use the crown because I think, again, that is like all encompassing of the arc for this character in the season two of the Loki show. But when you see him with the crown off, it kind of does not hide those crimes, if you will. Again, with how it's styled here and how it looks coming out from the sides and how it's flowing, I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that there. And these effect pieces are beautiful. I think probably some of my favorite effect pieces they've done. They're obviously meant to be like the time branches that he's pulling together in that final scene. There's that throne. I really want to display. Dude, love this. I know it's kind of sacrilege, but I might maybe if, like a side shot so you can still see the likeness on the sculpt. How cool is that? Like kind of replicating when he's got the branches in his hands, he's like slowly moving towards the chair and he sits down and finally everything settles in. That'd be really cool. What's up, my dude? Funky Cold Santa in the house. Another hotline hottie. Funky Cold Santa says, super happy to add God, Loki, and Thrawn to the collection, and he went with the sculpted hair. Congrats on that. I think a lot of people probably prefer the sculpted version, but I don't know. That's just kind of what I've seen, the general consensus on it. Keen says no, so I guess that means you did not pick up either one. Sal says, I wanted this, but I got to curate. He would just not fit. I totally understand, and honestly, part of me, with the amount of Marvel I've been cutting out of the collection, part of me wants to drop this, but then I remember how much I love this show and how much Loki as a character means to me, and the fact that I'm ditching my 2012 Endgame, which I have up for sale now, in favor of this one. And I just love this head sculpt. I did have the Season 1 Loki with the TVA fit, and that is such a fantastic figure, especially for what you can get it for. I highly doubt it's like shot up in price, so if not, you can still get it for a very fair price, and that outfit is awesome, and that head sculpt is phenomenal. Again, with the hairline, with the crown off, I'm just not feeling it, even from the side here, and I'm just not feeling it. And when you get closer up to see that hairline, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. It's like a little chunky. It's weird. But again, that sculpt, man, beautiful. That is a top-tier head sculpt, in my opinion. A very, very nice likeness there. I'm not sure if they messed with the tagging. I'm not too sure about that. Let me see. I'm trying to find a photo closer up on the front. Okay, maybe we'll just let's pull up 6-scale Kawu's video here so you guys can get an idea of what it looks like. I'll full screen this. Because he opens up the sculpt here and shows like a really close-up look at it. And again, I know the lighting, no shot at Kawu. I know the lighting is not the best. But you can kind of get a closer-up look at that hairline and kind of see what I'm talking about. Again, those time branch pieces, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I usually don't use those, but I feel like you have to for this, right? That's like a big part of the story there. Jordan says, I'll be grabbing this next year, maybe December, from HK Resellers or BST. There's a small part of me that wants his look in the Doomsday movie. I mean, yeah, that's understandable. I think a lot of people are probably holding off for the Doomsday stuff in anticipation for some changing looks or returning looks from previous iterations, previous films. So I think that's fair. Ash says, you know they will kill him again Doomsday. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. So again, lightness, great. The overall shape of the hair on the sides and everything I really like. The hairline just has like this like chunky look to it. I don't even know how to describe it. You can kind of see it. Let me see if okay. So you can kind of see it right there. It's almost like there's like extra glue on the, I don't know what it is. Something's not quite right on that hairline. But again, the hair on the back looks good. The overall shape of the sides of the head and everything look really nice. With the crown on, I think it looks really good. This is not one of those where kind of like, so for example, like the Scarlet Witch, I saw that final product hair and I was like, not really a huge fan of the shape of the hair, the the heaviness to the curls they put in the hair. I don't feel that way with this one. I'm going to display it with the crown, so I think it's going to look good. I do want to go back and take a look at the sculpted version so you guys can see that, because I know a lot of people prefer that sculpted version. Let's fast forward a little bit so we can see the crown on out. Okay, so that's a magnet attach, which is pretty cool. Yeah, see, that kind of completes the look for me. That completes the look. When you have that on, you don't see, like I said, it hides the crimes there. Put it on, awesome. Take it off, less awesome. I'm staying with that on this one. Again, it's just the top of the head. Just looks a little weird in that hairline. We got my dude, 1/6 Lovers, in the house. What's up, my friend? I hope you're doing well. I know 1/6 Lovers and I were kind of talking about this when it was released as well. Seeing it here in 6-scale Kawu's video, though, I'm a fan. I think it looks good. And even in this subpar lighting, again, no insult to Kawu. It's just my opinion. I think this sculpt looks really good. They nailed the head sculpt. Bailey says, it's too poofy. It needs to be a tad bit thinner, I think. I would agree. And yes, so here's another interesting thing. I do want to go back to the sculpted version so I can kind of play off of this point that you've made here. I don't know. Are these photos all together? I can't remember if they've kind of mixed the sculpted in with the rooted. Let me see. I might have to go. Oh, yes, they did. So sculpted looks awesome. I think the rooted still looks more realistic. I know some people are going to argue that they think the sculpted looks better, and you know, you're totally entitled to your opinion here. But the thing that you see with the sculpted hair on this one, sorry, I'm kind of quickly jumping through photos. I just want to, oh, look at that shot right there. That is beautiful. If you can get like a little green light in your display and kind of light the face, forget about it. That's a sick display right there. That's back to the rooted version though. I don't know. Are there any photos? Sorry, I'm like jumping around all over the place here. Are there any photos of the sculpted version with the crown off at the beginning? I can't recall. Because that's what I'm trying to look at. Because my point is, similar to the endgame Loki, but not nearly as bad, you do have, which is kind of unavoidable, you do have like a slightly pinched look to the hair because you have to fit that crown on it. Let me try to go backwards and see if I can find a photo of what I'm talking about. They're not making it easy on me. I'm not seeing any photos with the crown off. This will have to be trust me on this one, bro, type of thing, because I don't know where those photos are. But yes, there is a slight pinch to the sculpted hair, so because of that, it kind of throws off the look without the crown. But again, me personally, in my opinion, for this version of Loki, the God Loki, I think you got to use the crown. That just kind of completes the look and kind of ties everything together. So Sal's heading out. Thank you so much for being here, Sal. I appreciate you, my friend. I hope you have a fine rest of your evening. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Take care, my friend. Yeah, I don't know, Jordan, I think you would appreciate that extra realism that you get with that crown on and kind of seeing the hair as it sits from the sides. I think it looks pretty good in that regard. So I think maybe you'll lean towards that rooted one as you make your decision. But who knows? It all depends on budget, obviously, because it is a significant price jump between the two. But yes, I picked up the rooted hair. As of right now, I'm totally keeping my order unless I just change my mind on having this version of this character in general. I want to take a look at the poll. So as I suspected, 65% say sculpted, it just jumped up. 67% say sculpted, 33% say rooted. So not surprised on that one. Much cheaper price point for a character that people probably aren't willing to shell out as much money for. So makes sense, and I think the sculpted version looks very good. So definitely does not surprise there. Something, again, to me, this is very, very long overdue, very exciting. I don't know, Jose, did you just join?
No, I've been here for a while.
Shit, sorry, dude. My bad, bro. I literally just saw Chris pop up, like I saw the message pop up at the top, and then my bad, I didn't even see you join. It usually pops up with a thing at the top. Maybe it was just too busy in talking mode. Jose, thanks for being here, my friend. Again, I reached out to Jose very last minute as well, and I was like, dude, like, I might be solo tonight, and Jose's like, let me see what I could do. There he is. There's that handsome face. But thanks for being here, Jose. Thank you for being so flexible and kind of making it last minute. And at the same time, Chris is joining us. Chris, I'm guessing you're in the car.
Yes, sir.
All right, so Chris,
And isn't that kind of crazy, though, that you're panicking and you're like, dude, get on, I'm going solo.
nah, dude.
And then, look, you got somebody here.
I was not panicking because Jose had my back, dude. Unlike you, who just cancels all the time, Jose's like, you know what? They
Nah,
say that a hero could save
no, I
a...
had to
That's
send you
what
the
happened.
GIF. I had to say,
Yeah.
"Help is on the way, dear.
Um,
Help is on the way."
right. But anyways, fellas, thanks for joining us. I just got done talking about the God Loki. Jose, I don't know if you had any thoughts. I know
No.
you and I both kind of like to scrutinize the rooted hair because it's something we're really into. So I don't know if you had any thoughts
Yeah.
on that at all.
Not really. I don't like Loki. Don't like the Loki TV show. So no comment.
Okay, fair. Now this one, Jose, I don't know how deep you go with Star Wars collecting. Is this one that's something that's on your radar at all?
Not at all. When I see a trooper, when I see any of these, easy for me. I can pass. I don't collect troopers. I've tempted. I've been tempted for like Rex or like those known troopers that actually have faces. I've been
Yeah.
tempted to buy one, but I've never pulled the triggers. I almost got Rex, the first version that came with his head sculpt and all that. I almost got that one, but I ended up not getting it. But I don't know. I just feel like it's a rabbit hole, and I'd rather not. So I just don't buy any of them.
It definitely is, and Hot Toys has been like consistently putting out clones for quite a while now, which is awesome to me. But for those who kind of leave the troopers out to keep a hold of their collection, it's just like another one to easily pass on. So I totally understand it. Like I said, for me, this one was long overdue. I love the deluxe version. I think it's like 225 versus 275, but you do get this. I know some people brought up this is the same one that came with the artillery trooper. Yes, but it's completely repainted, so that's cool. It magnetizes to his back, and also now you could magnetize like the thermal detonators and stuff directly to their back, which is really cool. Nice little quality of life change there. The interesting thing is now with this new paint job, this one's going to go better with the new Commander Cody. And I know a lot of people were like, oh, well, I prefer the paint job on the original Commander Cody. I wonder now if people might change their thoughts on that, seeing as we have this and it's closer to the paint job on the new version of Commander Cody. So very curious to see how that plays out for people. Thankfully, I ditched my 1.0 Commander Cody in favor of this one, in favor of the new. And I picked up two of these because this is one of the biggest battalions for me, 212th, 501st, 501st being my favorite. So because of that, I wanted to get at least two of these to go with Cody and the Airborne Trooper. So excited for this one. I know a lot of people are very much in the same boat as Jose. Chris, I know for you have Commander Cody, but you kind of had mentioned like, I might just kind of cut it off there, stick with my Commander Cody. Do you have any additional thoughts on that? Like, did you change your mind at all after seeing this, or?
No, I didn't. I mean, like you had mentioned, you have to kind of like pick and choose your battles. I mean, some people have the space and are absolutely in love with clones. Like take Sean, for example, and I seen your display this past weekend with all the clones in there. Like if you have the space, it's cool. The army building, I get it. But for somebody like me, DTOF, if I was going for every iteration of Clone Trooper, I think it would just drown out some of my other figures. So just having like 151st for Anakin, having Cody to go with Obi-Wan, like picking and choosing little there, like having a Stormtrooper represented, Vader, blah, blah, blah. I think that's the direction that I'm going. I personally love the way the troopers look. I'm happy that they keep doing them. They are cool. I love, especially this one. I love everything that it comes with. It's just because I have a representation of the 212th being the leader.
Yeah.
I don't need this one.
Yeah, that's fair. I will like to highlight how beautiful the trio looks together before we move on, because I'm excited for this. But Jose, I love your point though, because that echoes, I think, a lot of what people think about the clones is like, if I'm going to get one, it's going to be a named one. I'll probably get Cody or I'll get Rex, like two of the biggest clones arguably, and I'll call it a day. And I think that's where a lot of people are with it. And, it's a smarter way to go about it because it is a money pit. I have a shit ton of clones. I love having them, and Valk, I know Valk is a big clone guy as well, and he has a shit ton. But we can all agree, every time a new clone's announced, you're like, yay! And then you think about it later, you're like, oh shit, I gotta buy more clones. So definitely,
It's like the Iron Man of Star Wars or something.
Yeah. Now here is a name clone, and this one is obviously a release. We have Commander Wolffe, one that was very sought after, and I absolutely love how this turned out. That head sculpt is so cool, and it's so cool that once you have a lot of these clones in your display, those personalities with those different head sculpts, like Fives has the 5 tattoo on his face. Jesse's got the Republic cog tattoo on his head. Like, it's cool to have them all together. The Bad Batch, they have all their unique sculpts. So seeing Wolffe here, we're not going to spend too much time on it because, guys, I know people want to talk about the InArt Snape especially. Yeah, look at Jose. Put a smile on his face talking about that InArt Snape. But, yeah, this is really cool. Long overdue. I think now we really need to see a Phase 2 Fox and a Commander Greed. Like, if they're going to be knocking out these big name clones, I think those are two that I would love to see personally. Love to see some 41st for sure. But he turned out great. You know, you can say one thing about the clones. They're very consistent with these releases lately. I think they've done a pretty good job. And though there's some inaccuracy issues, I know a lot of you hardcore clone guys have pointed out, I've been very happy with him. His sculpt is like peak, dude. So freaking sick having that like blind eye with the scar. It's such a cool head sculpt. So I'm excited for this one. Obviously, I'm sure Chris and Jose have no skin in the game on this one, but for those of you guys that picked this up, I'm sure a lot of you are excited for this one.
Yeah.
But
I do think they're like really great figures, and especially the ones that come with the head sculpt. You know, I think they're cool if you collect them. And you said those unique features that make them all different. They all look the same, but they all have their unique features. That's what's pretty cool about these ones. Again, if I had all the money in the world, I would buy them. But
yeah, and again, like I totally agree. It's like a good way to stop yourself from overspending because it's easy to do that with these. There's so many of them. But Jose, I'm gonna let you lead this next discussion. I will go last on this next one.
Oh gosh, okay.
InArt Severus Snape. How about that box, dude? Jose, what are your thoughts on this one? Did you pick this up? I know we've been kind of giddy about this one for a while. Harry Potter line in general, we've been giddy about. But how did it turn out, man?
I mean, I think it's incredible. I think it looks great. I was really, really happy to see how that. Look at that, man. That's Ellen Rickman right there, man. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, I've been pumped about this. You know, even the weird issue about it being from a different movie, which is kind of strange. But even then, whatever. It's like I'm really excited about this. The only thing I'm not excited about is that because it came early, which is great, right? We should be excited. I wasn't really planning on it in terms of financially, so I'm kind of like, oh man. So they hit me with the bill already, so I'm like, oh man, I gotta get ready. The good thing is that my guy who's getting it for me told me that it most likely will get here before Christmas, which should be good.
You got you get yours from Payne, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I know. Yeah, I have another buddy who buys from Payne. I always get from Kit, but I have a lot of friends that buy from him, and they can't say more great things about him. And obviously, he got his very quick because Kit has not invoiced at all.
We were talking this morning, and he was like, yeah, it's gonna be this much, and it's like it kind of hits you in the face, so it's kind of like, oh shit. But yeah, he was telling me, yeah, I think it'll get here before Christmas, and I was like, okay, great. And my birthday's like the week before Christmas, so I'm like, maybe it might land around that time, so that'd be perfect for me to have it under the tree. So I'm really excited. These figures, I think they always give out that Christmas vibe, especially Harry Potter. Like you can put them in those winter outfits, and you can it definitely gives off that vibes. I like watching the movies during Christmas time, so I'm just excited. I mean, these accessories look great. It's just there's so much. Sometimes it's just like because I kind of have the Harry Potter trio right now in my module case, but it has like all my one-offs, so I have all of them together. So I'm like, oh man, like now I have to find space for Snape, and then that's where I'm gonna put my Predator, and that's where we're gonna put like Dex, and that's where I'm gonna put like all these other characters. So I got to start readjusting certain things. So
I'm in the
already
process of that now, dude. It's a lot. You know, you got to prepare for this stuff coming in. I'm more so like, put it in my face and I'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, this is funny because seeing this now, it's like, how the fuck were you gonna have a Snape without a potions table that you showed us?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that pissed us all off. I mean, if you're a Harry Potter fan, you know Snape is the potions master. You know that's what he teaches. He needs to have a freaking table to put the potions on. My thought on this is I'm gonna take some black fabric and kind of lay it across the top. I've told a couple of people this and kind of make it like have a tablecloth on it, and because I would prefer it to have a black top. But I'm so glad they included this, and this is one of those accessories that was added after the fact because everybody, including myself and Jose, were like, What are you doing? I remember Chris kept commenting on all their posts, like, where's the potions table? Where's the potions table? I was doing the same thing. I think we were all kind of riding for the potions table. So, what's up, by the way, Anthony in the house, Cav Flector. I think I'm pronouncing your name right. Cav Flector. Yeah, that's got to be right. Anthony says, this one is amazing. Which movie is this from? This is from Half-Blood Prince, which is weird, Jose, because you had brought this up. This was supposed to originally be, we assumed, paired with the first film because that's all the other figures they were doing, and they kind of had stated they would like to start with the first film and then kind of move on from there. I'm guessing it was maybe easier licensing-wise to do Half-Blood Prince. Maybe Alan Rickman's estate preferred that because that was their favorite appearance of him as Snape. I don't know. No idea. But this character, and by the way, Anthony, this is what you've done to me, dude. I still got to move these downstairs. I'm kind of carving out a spot for him, but Anthony has been making all these videos the past, like, I guess 4 or 5 months on these, maybe even longer, taking pictures and making videos on all the Power Rangers figures. And I told him, I'm like, dude, I've been thinking about getting them forever, and I was waiting for a particular company to do the versions that they had talked about potentially doing with the head sculpts and everything, and didn't end up happening. And then I saw his post, and I was like, you son of a bitch. So shout out to Anthony. I guess I'm giving him a shout out because I do love these figures, and I think he does some amazing content on the Power Rangers. And if anybody knows anything about Power Rangers, it's that guy. I'm very much into Mighty Morphin, and I did enjoy some of the later seasons, but he knows everything there is to know. He knows about every figure from So-So Toys and everything they've been at. So if you want to check out some cool Power Rangers content in 1/6 scale form and 1/12, I know you were talking about the Toys Battalion, I think, is doing 1/12, or they've done 1/12, and they just announced the Green Ranger. Yes, Cat Flector. Okay. He said, damn, and HPB, man, I hope they do the trio from the same movie too. I love the older look. So we've talked about this many times. I want Deathly Hallows trio. That's what I want personally. I love the Deathly Hallows films, and Goblet of Fire would be cool too. But I love Deathly Hallows, dude. I would love to see some Deathly Hallows figures. Just the version of Harry that defeated Voldemort. That's what I should say. The version of the trio that helped defeat Voldemort. That's what I would love to see.
Well, I think they most likely will do a Voldemort first, and maybe from those. I mean, it has to be from the later movies, obviously, if you've seen the films. So I'm assuming they'll do him first, and then at that point, they might do an older Harry, an older Ron, and so on and so forth.
And I would like Neville too, because Neville came in clutch in that last movie, dude. Like, unsung hero, bro. That scene with him where he cuts Nagini with the sword of Gryffindor, like that shit goes hard.
Spoiler.
If you haven't seen it at this point, what are you doing? I mean,
I know. You're
Rupert
not gonna
like,
watch it at this point.
Yeah, Rupert Grint's like 37, dude. If you haven't seen it, that's your fault. But yeah, right. He thinks this shit's funny, dude. But all seriousness, dude, I appreciate you for kind of pushing me over the edge and getting them. I just got to find a space for them now, so they're just chilling on my desk here. But I'll probably kind of do like a wall shelf, like a floating wall shelf for themselves, because it would be nice to have them on there. But they're awesome figures, and I love how they turned out. Like you said, the bodies could have been better on the original ones, but
look at this magnetic eye thing. You think that's gonna last? You think that's gonna work?
So here's my concern. I did see like a short video that a collector did, and it has like a bar that moves them together. And I get it. It's probably tough to not make it wonky and to be able to move one eye individually. So I don't know how I feel about it yet. I really think it's one of those things I have to see it in person and kind of form my opinion there. One thing I want to point out,
look at how realistic those hands.
Dude, I know, they're incredibly detailed. And I love the little hand where he's kind of pinching the potion bottle. Dude.
You know what's crazy is that they look so realistic that I'm not even seeing his face, but I'm looking at his hand and I'm seeing how he's holding that wand, and I instantly know it's Snape. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, like kind of the gestures that they've kind of hand selected, no pun intended, from the screen.
Yeah, Hot Toys in their hands need to take some lessons.
Yeah, Hot Toys.
Yes.
Here's their hands for every single figure. They just look massive. But Chris, I want to jump to you, and then I'm sure Jose and I will continue to gush after that. But Chris, I'm sure you remember not long ago we got a look at Snape in the display booth at the event that InArt did, where they first showed off the Batman and everything. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, what'd they do to the Snape sculpt?" And I'm like, I think that's just really crappy lighting. And seeing this final product here, this is a stellar head sculpt. This may be one of their best head sculpts yet. I got to see it in person to form my final opinion on it. But what I'm seeing here, this is incredible. this is up there with, like, for me, I think one of my favorite InArt head sculpts that I own is Paul Atreides. I love that head sculpt. I think it's very spot on. Pennywise, I don't put it quite as high just because it kind of has that, it's a fantastic sculpt, but you kind of cheat a little bit because you have white face paint. What really shows the trueness of a likeness is, like, another good example is Arthur Fleck. Arthur Fleck looks phenomenal, and there's nothing hiding that likeness. You got a flesh tone, so if it's not right, you'll see it doesn't look like Joaquin Phoenix. But the hair is perfect. The hairline is perfect. The flesh tone is everything about this head sculpt to me is perfect. I have literally no complaints about it. Chris, I know this is one. I know you kind of said, like, oh, I might have to get rid of Snape. But after seeing the final product, I know you're trying to be a bit more selective. You got to be keeping this one in your collection, right? Like, I feel like you can't say no to Severus Snape, like one of the best arcs in all of the series by far.
Yeah, I feel like I was saying that in a way because I was tripping, but I am really excited for him, and after seeing the video, I like the table. I mean, as many times as I commented it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna make it work somehow, and I like the magnetic, eye system.
Yeah, let's go back to that.
Kind of sucks a little bit how they couldn't figure out the magnetic foot base because now the rest, like the trio, don't have a grabber or anything.
We lost you. You said they don't have a grabber or anything.
Can you hear me?
Now
Can you hear
me? Yeah,
yeah.
We hear you. We hear you.
Sorry, I was like driving through some trees. But it's like it's gonna be weird and stick out to me how he has like a grabber and the other ones don't. Like it sucks they couldn't figure out the magnetic foot base.
I agree.
I think it being metal and as thin as it is definitely helps. It's not as chunky. I wish he came with a bit of a bigger diorama or some type of diorama. Like that would have been cool, but I'm thankful for the potion. I love all the accessories, the tubes, like you can open them. I don't know why you would, but the fact you can is kind of cool. Yeah, and the hair just looks incredible. I think this looks like Alan himself, and I don't know what to believe because in this video they like tie the tie, but then in another shot when they take it out,
it's already
tied.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I guess they're basically saying, hey, you have the option to untie it, and then it is retieable. I don't like it's removable, I guess.
Yeah, because I sent you that. I think it was from maybe Sean Archer. He does a lot of videos. He's overseas, I believe, somewhere in Japan or China. Yeah. He did his video, and when he took it out, it already was tied. And I was very vocal about this. I was like, that is ridiculous to expect somebody to tie that. That's so ridiculous.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do it. No, fuck that.
I probably wasn't either. I was going to I was going to attempt
because look at that. You can cover that shit easily, dude.
But that's about it.
Like it covers it, so like maybe I'd do like a little knot right here myself,
or just like sit it on the inside.
Yeah,
yeah.
No, bro, I agree.
You can peek somebody's gonna be like, "Yo, let me see the tie. You got the tie? Is it a fish?" Like
under that
collar? Yeah.
Like take their finger, like, what's under that collar?
No, but this makes me want to turn the page to 394.
Sure. I know, man. Like, and so here's the thing, like, InArt has made us do things in the past. When it comes to like attaching things to figures, like I know a lot of people had trouble with the Batman putting his belt on. I know that was a big one. Aragorn, I believe, had some shit you had to tie on, and a lot of people had issues with that as well. I'm gonna say this right now. I think that's ridiculous to make somebody, especially with a tie. So many companies, like look at Topo or any other company, Kento Studio that does outfit sets. They tie the tie and you just slide it on the neck. Or Mars Toys, when they've done like their Bruce Wayne, they did the bow tie. And then they did a regular tie, and you could swap it over. Like, you don't make the customer do that when they're spending hundreds of dollars on a figure. That's bullshit. So I'm hoping that's true.
We still gotta get InArt to give Malfoy the chair back because then in their thing they took that away too.
Well,
so they keep showing things and then take stuff away. Like he's the most bare bones, isn't he?
Yeah, where's the couch, dude? Like, how are they not going to give him the couch? Like
from the Slytherin corridor. Or whatever. Like, come on, man. He's the most bare bones release out of all of them.
I know I've talked.
Malfoy. No, I was just saying Malfoy's the only one I did not order. So hopefully I don't
I
get
had to get
FOMO on
that
that
one.
one.
I'm gonna have to FOMO you on that. Once that new sculpt, we actually see it like printed out and painted. I think that might get you. I think you might be like, shit. The original sculpt was pretty rough for Malfoy.
Yeah, that's why I
Can't-
didn't order it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was pretty
Can't
rough.
even go into a bookstore without making the front page.
Yeah. What's up, my dude? Fig Poser in the house. What's up, my friend? I was literally just talking to him like all day. Hope you're doing well, my dude. But yeah, like, I'm very excited for this. I agree with what you guys have said. I think he looks fantastic. I'm very hopeful that you don't have to tie that tie because, again, in one of the in-hand videos, it was already tied. So I am to assume that, like Chris said, like maybe InArt was just showing you the realism there where you can kind of tie it yourself. No one wants to do that in art, so if you think that that's a feature, it's not. So please don't do that again. Don't make us tie shit. Just put it on the figure, and we'll figure it out ourselves later if we want to remove it or whatever. But yeah, he looks awesome. I literally could not be more happy. I want to ask you guys before I move on from Snape for our last couple of little quick topics. Are you going to display him with the full-on look with the robes and everything, or do you prefer him just with this like collared tunic that he has on? I can't decide, dude. I almost
I'm
in some
going
ways
full
prefer
robes,
this.
bro. Like he's walking
Yeah.
dog or something.
Yeah. There's a specific photo I saw where he has a robe and it's kind of flowing and he's on the base. I think that's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna help cover the metal thing that's covering it. You know, so it's gonna.
Yeah.
I think that will help cover the little like the new adapter thing that they did for the
Yeah.
base.
That's a good
So that way
point.
it
That's a good point.
looks more natural with all the other figures.
I was gonna
It's
say
like,
every time I picture
yeah.
Snape. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. Like delayed in my ear. Keep going. My bad.
No. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say every time I picture Snape, it's like him walking, and you just see the robe flowing like behind him.
Yeah. What's up, by the way, Lane in the house? Like I said, guys, Lane is sick. He can make it, but we hope for better, my friend. And he says, don't forget, we got the holiday giveaway going on soon. Yes, we'll be giving away 2 figures courtesy of Lane. So thanks for being here, Lane. We hope you feel better, my friend. But I agree. I think, personally, I do prefer the look without the robe. But to portray Severus Snape as the professor that he was, and like literally this pose right here, having him with all the stuff, like I feel like you got to use the robe. So that's what I'm gonna do. I hope we get that Dumbledore sooner than they had projected, because they were like, maybe we'll be able to do Dumbledore next year. I don't know, dude. And they did say, I don't want to get too excited, but my most sought after figure right now for the Harry Potter line is Sirius Black, and they did say
I was gonna mention Sirius Black.
Yeah, I love that character. I love everything about him. And I love how, you know, you're meant to believe that he's this lunatic, and you know, you obviously quickly find out the truth behind it, and who he is as a person, and how he treats Harry, and his lineage with Harry's family, and you know, him being part of Harry's family, and yeah, it was just a really cool character, and I'm really hoping, and it's so perfect for Rude Bear, having that like crushed velvet. What's it called?
Do they
blazer that
make?
he has, dude?
Do you think if they did it, they did like a 2-pack of his transformation, or
Like him as a prisoner and then him back into civilian life?
yeah?
That'd be cool. I'd be down for that. I would venture to say InArt's probably being a little bit more cautious with the Harry Potter line, so I don't know if they would do a 2-pack, because Harry Potter, believe it or not, I think we all know this, that it's not a big seller for them. John has said it many times that it doesn't sell well. I think it's just, you know, with every business, they're always going to do something that might not make them money, but it brings some eyes onto their company as a whole. And I think them doing Harry Potter figures at the quality that they do them, of course, people outside of this hobby are like, holy shit, that looks like Alan Rickman. And that sometimes is worth more than directly profiting off the product itself. You know what I mean? Just kind of building up that customer base, getting the word out there. And I think that's probably why they do it. And also WB is a big licensor for them, so it probably keeps them happy as well. So it's a win-win for them either way. We got another exciting one, guys. Another one that I think I can't remember the last time I've seen a photo from the side and I could tell the likeness is friggin' phenomenal. Like it's just insane. I truly can't recall a time where I've seen a photo from the side like this, and I could just, and obviously we've seen the Daryl Dixon iteration previous. I don't know if they made any changes to it or what. Right. But it's like, you could see Norman Reedus from this angle tremendously.
Even the little hair or the ear poking through, that's like
Dude.
his hair. Like it was constant in the show, just like that. It's incredible.
Yeah, dude, like when I originally heard, and I know you remember this, Jose, because you were there, they had said like, oh, Norman Reedus' team is pushing for the spin-off show look, and we were like, who wants that? That's great, you're pushing for that, we get it. No one wants that. And and InArt had said like they were just kind of going back and forth with them at the time, trying to figure out what they were able to do, if they had to switch the look up or what. I'm so glad that didn't happen. I'm so glad that we got the vest with the angel wings that we all wanted. This is the look for Daryl Dixon that we wanted. And dude, and we got the fact that we got Daryl, Negan, and Rick all around the same time, so we don't have to wait until potentially getting another character. Like, dude, if the Walking Dead line ends here, I would be sad, but I would be content. Yeah, because we got 3 of the big characters. Obviously, you can stretch it out. Like Shane would be awesome. Obviously, I don't think they would do Shane, but there's a lot of characters I would like.
Glenn, maybe.
Glenn would be awesome. Even Maggie would be cool with some rooted hair. Like, there's a lot that they could do. Carol, the goat. I would love to see Carol.
I wasn't an avid watcher, but I saw a couple episodes. I know the big infamous episode where Negan shows up. He offs a couple characters, yada yada. My question, I was going to ask you guys. Wasn't there a spinoff with Negan and with
Negan and Maggie are like
Maggie?
Teaming up, and
isn't that kind of weird? Because didn't he kill Glenn?
Yeah. You kind of have to watch to kind of get how that transpires. But
I just saw a photo, or I don't know if it was a photo. Now you never know. I never know what to believe anymore with AI. But I saw that they were kissing each other, and I was like, whoa. Wait, Negan and Maggie are kissing, but didn't he kill her man? I don't know. I don't keep up with the show now.
People thought that was going to happen, and that's why that rumor started going, like based on how it was starting to play out, or like one of the episodes ended. But they still very much hate each other.
Oh, okay. Got it.
It's just one of those, like, it's either you or me, like, or these zombies or whatever going to kill us, and they kind of just had to put that aside to survive. But then they still ended up going separate ways because that past history was still in between them.
Yeah. And then like I think currently like Maggie and Glenn's son Herschel betrayed Maggie and is like going against her. Wow. I think that's where they currently are with it. Yeah. But Bailey, I agree. Like, this is a must-have. You got to get Negan. Come on now. He's like, introduction of Negan in season 7 was like one of the best.
Negan's arc is fantastic.
6. But also like the fact when you imagined how Negan would be like based on his portrayal in the comics, it's like it was pulled straight from the pages. Jeffrey Dean Morgan was a perfect casting for the character.
He was born for it.
I don't think any character, any villain has like pissed me off so fast than Negan, because obviously Negan comes in and annihilates 2 of our favorite characters just like that, and it's in
pissed you off
fashion.
So fast.
Yeah, it was in gruesome fashion too. Is this like an older picture? I know they had posted it previously. I don't know. Like, is it? Yeah, you have to let me know. You have to let me know. I don't know if they just posted one or if I missed it, but
they might have.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was the one who told you all that info when they were talking about the whole spin-off show thing, which I thought was confusing as heck. I was like, wait, how are you doing that? But it very much felt, when I was talking to the NR people, like it very much felt like, no, like we're pushing to have it all the same Walking Dead line, but they're the ones saying, hey, like, can we do it from the other show instead? And it was more his people versus Norman Reedus, because apparently he liked the prototype that they sent him or showed him or whatever. But the people were saying, oh no, but wouldn't it be better to promote your show, and so on and so forth.
As if he needs it. Like, it,
yeah,
if they're watching the show, they're watching the show. And obviously he probably wants this look anyway, because this is like his most iconic look from the show. That's like if his team was like, oh, you should do the season 1 Daryl. No one wants that with the short hair. No one wants that.
You know how many people maybe one person wants it.
Yeah, maybe one.
You know how many people said that if he was killed off, like my mother included, if he was killed off, they'd stop watching the show?
Oh, I mean, yeah, him and Rick and Michonne as well, and Carol. I would say like those are like the core four. Maggie, I could do without Maggie. I feel like I really liked Maggie, and ever since like what happened with Glenn and everything, I've liked her less and less. But generally speaking, those are like my core four. Yeah, if one of them dies off, that's tremendously affect the show in a big way. And obviously, like Rick got brought back, and there's the whole
Well, the
thing with
show's
Rick now.
over, right? The
The
show's
main
over.
show is over, yes, and now like you have the ones who lived. That's Rick and Michonne kind of together again. They've met back up. Rick is like he's got a blade arm and shit now. Like he lost his
Oh fuck. Okay.
yeah, he lost like his hand and his forearm on one arm, and like yeah, so Rick is back, and Rick and Michonne eventually found each other. And now
Yeah.
Daryl has a spin-off show, and I think at one point
Yeah.
Daryl sees Carol again.
And Carol, yep.
Yeah, so
What happened to that one like spin-off
And then
that
you
was
got
like
Fear the Walking Dead.
yeah, that one.
oh
Yeah,
shit,
that's
this
still around too.
Anthony, this looks like a spy pic. It's so pixelated. Shit, I never saw this. This is new, dude. Like,
Wow, fancy.
forget about it, bro. And that's definitely a die-cast Bowie knife too. That's freaking sick, dude.
Bro, I was gonna ask that. How do you pose them? Like, how are you gonna do it? You gonna go
Dude,
knife,
the
or are you gonna
knife,
do
man.
crossbow? Because like,
I would like to have the crossbow on the back and then the knife, like that signature thing that Daryl does with the knife.
dude,
Like
where he has the two knife like in front of it, like he's about to
Yeah.
fist fight somebody with knives, bro.
when he stabbed Beta in the eyes with that shit was so hard. I love that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daryl looks amazing. So I've talked to Topo, and they're kind of like on the fence about it because they're like, I don't know if it'll sell, but I've told them I think it'll sell if they do the murder jacket look as a swap out outfit set for the InArt Rick. I feel like it would sell. Like, is it going to be like as popular as like the Anakin set? Probably not, because it's going to be a different price point, but I feel like people would buy it. I feel like it would buy it. Like, I don't know. That's my favorite look for Rick. I don't dislike the button-down blue shirt, but and if Topo doesn't end up doing it, I'm not gonna cry about it. But like, dude, like the murder jacket with the machete holstered at his side, like that's like there's no top. That's like peak Rick for me. Is when they get revenge for Bob. They go in and get revenge for really all of them with everything that went down at Terminus, and they ambush them in the church. Plus, I already made you a promise. Friggin' splits his head open with a machete. Like, come on now. We didn't want to waste the bullets. Come on, bro. So I brought it up to Topo. I gave him references. They said they'll think about it, and they'll go from there. And obviously, with the murder jacket, he's got a couple different looks. Like, he's got a white T-shirt, then he's got a brown T-shirt. So they could kind of do an all-encompassing set, and I think it would sell. I really do. Because I think most people, most people would want that. So we'll see. I know I've seen other people post about it before, but that was my immediate hope, was that they would do that look, and obviously
we also would have to bet on, I guess, if you got to get those shirts on, that if InArt didn't strap it, Michael Jackson's is attached to the body.
Well,
if
I think
theirs is tailored to the body or somehow sewn like underneath.
Well, Topo always does a body set with their clothing. They never offer the clothing by itself. At least now they don't. Like the past 6+ months they haven't, and I think it's been like that for quite a while. So probably way longer than that. But yeah, they would 100% include a body with it. They wouldn't make you pull the clothes off the InArt body. So if they do it, I think we'll be good on that. Let's see. Mitch says, just passing through. What's up, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here. The last thing I kind of wanted to share before we end out the stream, which I think is pretty awesome, Rise work. If you're not familiar, there's an Andrew Garfield set for Peter Parker that they did. There's also something that I have in my collection currently. They also did Toby from Spider-Man 3, where he's opening up the jacket and you can see the black suit underneath. I think the quality was pretty good on it. I think they did a pretty good job on it. So I think this is awesome to see a set that's specifically designed to work with the Hot Toys sculpt, which I think is a pretty good sculpt. It's so weird, though, when you look. Yeah, the proportions are looking really nice on that. And it is like a whole body set. This is available in kit now for pre-order. Yeah, like that looks really nice, man. Really nice.
You don't think it looks a little baggy? Because I feel like it'd be
maybe in the sleeves here,
yeah.
but I think the overall proportions look really nice. I'd have to go back and reference like photos of this outfit to see how it compares. But the overall proportions themselves, I think, look really nice. Like those pants are tailored really nice. That's all tailored really nice. The sleeves, I'm honestly not sure. That you could be right; they could be on the baggier side. But generally speaking, I think this looks cool. It almost looks weird looking at this neck connector. It looks like a slab of ham or something. But I guess
or a thumb.
Yeah, but obviously it fits like really nice here with this head sculpt. It's cool that they've developed this just like they did with, not quite as much with the Toby set, because the Toby set there's a bit of a paint mismatch. I think this is really nice. I think they did a good job at matching that to the sculpt. Yeah, like from the back, that's a cool shot too. They kind of got the wideness of Affleck's back there. Maybe Jose, the sleeves rolled up look is the way to go. That kind of helps if there is some extra bagginess.
Show me
there.
that. Yeah, show me that again.
Like that kind of works.
Oh, okay.
I like that. Maybe that.
But then you would need to have seamless forearms.
Yeah, I don't know if it has that. But if you really care about it, like if you're really hardcore with it, you could definitely get some of those like third-party ones and swap it over. It would obviously be maybe an issue of the skin tone match, but yeah, it looks like a slab of ham. No, I like the Bruce. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Dude, it is. I pre-ordered that. So, Anthony, something I've done, and I've said this many times, I'm not a huge fan of the TASM 1 suit, but in figure form, the TASM 1 is a better figure by a long shot. And I want to give a shout out to the Figure Hideout. I watched his video on it, and he kind of echoed all of my thoughts on it and then some, because I told Chris this the other day. I hate how the trap shoulder area looks on the TASM 2 figure, because they're kind of like the shoulders are like forced up like this, and then
bad.
and then right where the head sculpt, the mask sculpt attaches, like a little pointy piece of plastic under the fabric, and it just looks weird. It's like this, and Hot Toys redesigned the shit out of the body underneath, because Figure Hideout was showing, dude, the shoulder can like push all the way forward and it can go all the way down, and like the way that it frames the traps and the overall proportions, they've definitely improved them quite a bit. It looks so good, dude. And when I started contemplating it and looking at photos, and though I don't love the TASM 1 suit in comparison to the TASM 2 suit, those colors have grown on me, and just from a pure figure perspective, everything that it comes with, way better package. And it kind of got thrown on my lap. Someone posted, hey, if someone wants to take over my Sideshow order, I have the deluxe special edition, and they said it would be like $400 all in. And I was like, shit, I don't think I'm going to find that set for that price months down the road for that special edition all in, because I think 300, it was 330 plus tariffs, so that's probably about what you pay from Sideshow. So I had to jump on that. So I am selling my TASM 2 suit, because I got to be better about having two of the same character. That, you know, I like Andrew as Spider-Man, but he's at the lowest end of my Spider-Man list when it comes to live action. So because of that, I can't do two Andrews, but TASM 1's coming home. And then on top of that, the same day I make my decision, we get an update from Toy Stay on their custom heads mask sculpt, and it looks freaking incredible. So what I'm going to do is, I did pre-order the Peter Parker set. I'm going to put the backpack, the skateboard, the camera, all that stuff with the Peter Parker. I was telling Chris, I know maybe it's not accurate, but I love, photographer did some shots of that set. He got it early from Rise Work, and he put the battle damage head sculpt on there. Dude, it looks phenomenal. And I told Chris, like, why not? Why can't that kind of encompasses Spider-Man as a character. He's living this double life where he's Peter Parker one day, and then, you know, he jumps into action and he's Spider-Man. So like to have that like scabbing and battle damage on his face, like, you know, had a rough night the night before and he's going back to living his life as Peter Parker like he does every day. I like that idea in my display. So when I saw that photo, I was like,
it is accurate. It is actually accurate. He would show up after getting beat up, and then Aunt May would be like, where do you go every night that you get beat up? Yeah, so he'd be in his Peter Parker outfit, right? Well,
yeah, Chris was kind of comparing it. I guess when he says accurate, he meant like, you know, the expression is kind of when he gets like the spotlights shined on him, and he's like,
yeah, it's when he's like turning around and he's like getting up off of his knees or from being cuffed or whatever.
Yeah.
After he wipes out the officers. That's what that sculpt reminds me of. He was constantly having marks on his face. And yeah, Aunt May, she did say that. But she's like, where do you go? Who does these things? Yeah.
Right, but it's like so
Someone's seen the
like
movie so many times like me, man.
yeah.
Andrew's my guy.
Andrew's my guy too, man. I'm upset. I think I'm not gonna be friends with Connor after he sold his
Dude.
Asm 2 suit. Come on, man. What kind
Yeah,
of
man.
You'll
If it
buy
was,
troopers, but you won't keep two anti?
That's
Come on, man.
dude,
that's still
if
to this day as many as Tom Holland has. Maybe this personal opinion, but I still think Andrew is the best live action Tasm 2 for me.
I don't know. I'm a big Toby guy, so I would much rather put money into more Toby suits than
I like Toby's suit too, mostly because of his proportions. But as far as like a spider, like color, just the way it looked in the film, dude. That like, what's it called? Not, it wasn't silky, but it was like that shimmery, kind of dark red, and just the lankiness of Andrew Garfield. I don't know, and the face shell with the white lenses.
Dude, I just love.
It's awesome.
I love Toby's proportions in the suit. I think they're my favorite proportions for any Spider-Man. He's like not too skinny, but he's not super bulky either. It's just like a perfect in the middle. And the Raimi trilogy is my personal favorite. And like Riley Lowe just finished my Spider-Man 3 custom, and holy shit, it looks good, dude. Like he beefed it out. There's a custom mash shell under there. He improved the crap out of it. I cannot wait to get it. But yeah, like Anthony's saying here, he said and I love the Tasm suit too. I think it's one of the best live action suits. But like he said, he hates the figure, and that's my thought on it. I'm like, if I have to have one definitive Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, I'd rather sell the Tasm 2, fund the Tasm 1 with that, because I do have the custom lenses on it from Toy Stay, and I also have the No Way Home sculpt that RCN Studios did. So I kind of sell it all together. But that's my thought on it. I'm like, if I can only have one, I'm gonna go with the Tasm 1. And the suit, admittedly, seeing it in figure form has grown on me a little bit. And I like the fact that because Andrew's Tasm 2 suit is similar to Toby's in a lot of ways, that Tasm 1 suit kind of sets itself apart in the display when it's next to like my Toby figure. So I'm excited for that.
It's not accurate. They were never together in those outfits.
That's fine.
But yeah, it's your collection, man. Do whatever you want.
I'm excited to see them together. Anthony said he got the black suit as well. Yeah, dude, it looks freaking incredible. I know Riley just messaged everybody about final payment. Nice,
dude. Those things look so cool, but like I'm always like, I ask a couple people like, how much did you pay for that? And they tell me the price, and I'm like, whoa.
It wasn't that bad. So full transparency, it was. If you already owned the black suit and just sent them the body like me and a friend of mine did, it was $220 for the mod work, which was. And again, if it's like me, if it's my favorite Spider-Man and I want to have like the best version of that in my eyes, like it was worth spending the money to me. And I own a lot of stuff from Riley. I've got his Battle Damage Goblin 2-pack with the clean version. I've got his very high sought after Battle Damage Toby from Spider-Man 1. I've got a lot of his figures. I've got his Stitch figure that he did. Like I've got his Deadpool and Wolverine set. So I'm a big fan of his, and everything I get from him, it just gets better and better. His packaging, he does custom packaging, custom everything, dude. It's insane. So very excited for it. And I know Yomo loves the Tasm 1 suit. That's his favorite. Like I said, I will admit, and thank you so much, No, for subscribing. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm very excited to get that in hand. I'm going to pay that invoice tonight because he just sent it to me, and I will be excited also to get my my Spider-Man 1 figure back from him because he did some repairs on it for me because somehow, like, the paint on the chest, like, flaked off, and I don't think it was my fault. Maybe something happened. I don't know. I did do a video on that one, so maybe I was posing it too much in the video, and then something happened later. But excited to get that back. That's, like, one of my favorite figures in my entire collection, and that black suit is looking real nice. And I do have also the Alien Host Thunder Toys figure that I got like when it went up for pre-order that sells for like $900 on eBay. I don't know why people are paying that. But I think I'm finally also going to pull the trigger. I know, it's insane.
You're talking about the Venom?
Yeah, it's the Thunder Toys.
Yeah, that third-party one.
Yeah. There's a guy named Tattoo Fett on Instagram who does custom heads for that figure, and I just hit him up, and he's like, they're very fair. I think they're like $60 a piece. They're very, very cheap, and I want to get both looks. I think he does maybe 3 now because I know he does like a Eddie Brock kind of coming out of the symbiote. I was
gonna say, is there one that somebody did Topher Grace, like a piece of his skull, and it looks nothing like him.
It's that one.
Mhm.
I'm not a huge fan of it, to be
Yeah,
honest
it
with
does
you.
not look.
But his
correct.
Venom sculpts are spot on, and the one that comes with the Thunder toys is kind of like in between Spider-Man 3 and like Hardy's Venom. It's like a not quite accurate, but it looks awesome, and it's got like drool and stuff on it that they added. But I'm excited to get the accurate heads from him. He said he's kind of feeling under the weather, but he said he'll hit me up when he feels a little better, and we'll square up on that. So can't wait to get those. But yeah, that figure sells for like $900. It's freaking absurd. I think I paid like $150 for it because that was retail,
Whoa.
something like that. Yeah,
Where'd you
retail
get
was
it?
really cheap. Kit, I pre-ordered.
Oh,
through
you got
Kit.
it. Oh, you got it. Oh, you got it
Yeah,
retail.
yeah, like I pre-ordered it when it first went live because I'm like, oh, that's really cool. There was also a base you could get as like an extra SKU, and it was like expensive as shit. And I'm like, I don't want that. And I'm glad I didn't because I have the Spider-Man 3 base from Hot Toys, which I much prefer. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for you. Does anybody have anything cool on the way? I think my Wolverine Deluxe should be on the way from Off the Racks. They just invoiced for
Ooh,
that.
cool.
So excited to finally get that. I didn't get anything this week. It feels weird. I mean, we're just starting the week off, you know, who knows? But Jose's beat me
Nah.
on Severus Snape, sounds like.
Yeah, I got Snape on. Well, Snape should be coming next month. Widow and Wolverine were the last ones that I got, and they were like back to back. So that was rough, but it's good. I haven't got anything since, so I've been able to be okay so far. So yeah, I'm excited for you to get that Wolverine, man. It's really nice. It's hard deciding if you're gonna use the mask sculpt or the Hugh Jackman sculpt
Yeah.
because they're both equally great. So you're kind of like, what do I do?
That's
But
what I've heard.
I'm gonna get the brown and or the tan and yellow or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
One as well, and so I might use the sculpt on that one instead because that one has that smiling weird expression or whatever. So I'll see how it looks in person. But
Yeah, he's got he's like this. That's what his nose looks like.
yeah.
Yeah, I did pre-order the TVA version a while back when it first got announced because the body just looked insane. So I don't know if I'll keep it because it's like as the hype for the film has died down, I'm like, do I really need that one as well? We'll see. I think at the very least I'll let it ship and I'll see what it looks like in person. But I have this feeling that figure is going to be worth money. I just feel like
It might.
it probably didn't sell very well because everybody's like, why would I want that when I can get this one? Like that's the one that everybody wanted. So we'll see how that turns out. I have a feeling that figure is worth a lot of money, but we'll see. But
See, that's how I'm feeling about Wolverine. Not the money situation, but like me getting it in to see how I feel about it. Because I was on the fence on selling that one, but it got charged to ship. So I'm gonna get it in hand. I'm gonna look at it because I know I was super excited for it. And once I see them both into the display, Deadpool in that red and yellow in the same, I'll probably change my mind. And of course, the seamless arms. Yeah.
it's gonna be sick. That's one, like, even though I'm trimming down on Marvel a lot, like Deadpool and Wolverine, gotta have those in the display. I feel like that movie is still something I think about a lot, and I think it was really good. So, yeah,
Absolutely.
Falk, I agree. That's a great figure. Great figure. But yeah, I don't think I have anything other than that on the way, but I'm not going to complain because I know we're about to get slammed with invoices.
Yeah.
I still need my T800s, man.
Yeah,
Prepare,
nothing-
guys. Prepare.
Yeah, if you're newer to collecting, pre-Chinese New Year is brutal. So December leading into the beginning of January for Chinese New Year, you're going to get a shit ton of invoices. And there's already stuff like Chris said, like the T800s and stuff that haven't been invoiced yet, so it's going to be brutal. So be prepared.
Yeah,
There's going to be
they're
a
gonna hit
lot
you
of
with that.
invoices.
100%.
A lot of invoices. So just be prepared. It's going to suck, especially for me. But guys, that is going to wrap it up. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Appreciate it, Valk. Thank you, Jose and Chris, for making it out. I appreciate you guys, especially Jose.
Gotcha.
Oh, and 16 Lover's kind of dropping this for us at the end here. He's saying he heard Iron Spider and BVS Batman armor are next. Dude,
I got that one ordered.
I have both of those on order,
Batman.
but that BVS Batman, dude, I really want that. Because I had the Armored 1.0, and I didn't have it that long, and then I sold it like right as this one was announced. So,
Ooh, okay.
yeah, so really, really want that figure. I cannot wait. Because ask Chris, I quote that scene from BVS all the time to him because he's a Superman guy, so I always have to troll him with
Where's
that.
Aaron?
Someone's got to do a custom sink so I can have my Superman.
No,
get cracked
they
over the
don't.
head.
They
Yeah.
don't.
Just use the spear, the kryptonite spear, hold it in his hand.
Have him stepping them. Yeah, that's what I got to do. Or I want somebody to recreate the part where, right before he kind of nearly kills him, where he attaches the grapple to him and starts slamming them on every dude. Like,
Oh yeah.
someone's got to recreate that. But
Well,
you know,
brother,
Chris just
took his
can't.
kindness for weakness.
Here he goes with this shit again, dude. He just won't admit that Batman whooped his ass, but we all know the truth.
Yeah, because he had all that time to prep. Yeah, with snap of a finger and
see,
he'll
Jose-
snap like a twig.
See, Jose, he's
You don't
one of those.
understand.
He's one of those prep time guys. He uses that as an excuse every time. Like that's not like an inherent trait to the character.
But it's
like,
true. How many times did he give Batman a chance? That was him being a nice guy.
He may have
Because
forgotten.
when that fight first started, all he did was put his hand on his chest and he went flying. He could crush him like a bug if he wanted to.
He may have forgotten after he got cracked.
But that's
over the
not
head
who
by a
Superman
snake.
is.
He may have
Superman is
forgotten.
a kind,
B. Mosley,
kind,
what's up, my friend? This is a
gentle,
good question.
innocent human.
We're not listening to him, dude. This is a good question to end out the stream. He says, "What's everyone's favorite food at Thanksgiving?" I don't know, dude. Like,
It's definitely got to be the turkey, bro, with some gravy, though.
nah. I don't know, dude. Because turkey, here's the thing. Like, if you fuck up the turkey, it's dry, and I'm done with it at that point. Like,
That's why you don't mess it up.
Well, if you're not the one cooking it, you can't guarantee. Probably, in my family, my mom makes like incredible stuffings. That's probably my favorite thing. That or like baked mac and cheese, like done
I was
right.
just about to say
Mac
mac and cheese, bro, like the homemade
Mac
baked
and
one.
cheese.
Right, not the
Yep.
white people stuff. The real baked mac and cheese with the roux and the cheese.
The
on
white
top.
people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not
No,
the
that's
white
what
mac and
Aaliyah's
cheese.
family does. My wife's family, I should say, to those who don't know my wife's name, Connor does.
Yeah, my mom makes really good mac and cheese too. So, and I think she's making it this year. So I'm hyped for that. Because like I said, turkey sometimes it gets. See, Yomo's a man of taste like we are. The mac and cheese is where it's at, dude. Like baked mac and cheese is hard to beat. It's hard to beat. You know, it's funny. A lot of people in my family are big into like baked ham. I don't dislike it. I always make a joke that it like reminds me of like eating human flesh because it's like a slab of meat.
Dude, I love ham.
Yeah, I do. I like it, but I'm more of like a pit ham guy, like shaved, thinly sliced ham. I prefer that personally.
Oh, it is true that it tastes better that way. It brings out the smoky flavor.
Yeah, pit ham's fire. See, fake. You know what I'm talking about, bro. You know what I'm talking about, dude. Yeah, look, let's be real. A lot of white people don't know how to make mac and cheese, and that shit is pale on the top. There's no crispy, like, there's no color to the top of it. If you take your mac and cheese out of the oven and it looks like the box of noodles, you just boiled it in water and called it a day. That's not mac and cheese, bro. It needs to be baked to perfection. It needs to have a roux to thicken it up. It needs to be cheesy. It needs to have like some nice crispy cheese on the top. Like that's how you do it, bro. You don't have some
multiple cheeses.
Yeah, that's what ham is to me, dude. It's human flesh. Look, B. Mosley, I don't blame you, bro. You're probably picking that ham apart to get that extra protein. I don't blame you, dude. Like, you got to get your numbers in, but like, fuck, man. Like, I think the same type of way. It's funny because I'm not nearly as big as you, dude. Like, you're on a different level than I am. But I go to the gym and I like to stay in shape. And of course, like when Thanksgiving comes up, you're like, dude, shit, there's free protein right there. So I'm grabbing every meat in existence. But banana pudding, yes. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody in my family that's good at making that, but maybe I should make that. Come on, I could step to the challenge. Exactly. See, bro, that's why you're eating the ham. It's not because you actually love the ham. It's because you know you need to get those numbers up. That's why you're eating the ham. But you guys know what I mean. Like turkey, if you mess it up, it's so dry. And like, yes, you can save it with the gravy. We're not. And then here's another thing. Here's another debate: white or brown gravy. I think you got to go brown gravy 10 times out of 10. That's just my personal take on it.
I like both, honestly. Like it depends whether I want mashed potatoes or it on the turkey. Because white gravy on turkey is pretty good, but brown gravy like on that, I don't know. I'll take both.
Dude, I know it. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you, Chris, but I've always hoped that someone in my family picks up making the fried turkeys because I've had it before. I've also
That's what Aaliyah's family does too.
Yeah, it's so good. Like, but I love that video where he's like, "Get inside!" when he's like cooking the fried turkey, and the kid opens, "Hey, Grandpa!" and opens up the door, and he's like, "Get inside!" Yeah. Exactly.
You know,
it
her mom does too. She preps the turkey the night before, and like you can marinate it too. That helps, like soaking all that juice the night before. It's a lot of work,
Yes.
but
This is a good way to put it. It's got to be bricked up, dude, for sure. It's got to retain its
bricked
shape.
up.
Like when you
Hello
say
there.
Your choice of words.
Hello there.
tonight,
he
goodness
said it, not me.
gracious.
He said it, bro. Those
He's
Yomo's words.
saying he's grabbing the meat and he's bricked up.
If the mac and
That's what he's
cheese
been
is
saying.
bricked up when you scoop it out of the pan, it's done right. Reread it, Chris. But yeah, you see like these places that make good baked mac and cheese, they use like an ice cream scooper to take it out, and it kind of retains its shape. And I'm like, that's when you know it's cheesy enough. You know what I mean? But yeah, for sure. But we can go on forever about this. We're gonna end out the stream, guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I appreciate you. B. Mosley, thanks for bringing up a really cool topic at the end, guys. Everybody, happy Thanksgiving. If I don't hear from you, and we're gonna wrap it up. Yeah, is my thing. Yeah, sweet potato pie is fire. My neighbor actually, fun fact, and we'll close it out. Every year, my neighbor makes me a sweet potato pie, and hers are freaking amazing. So I appreciate her for that for sure. But guys, that's gonna wrap it up.
Make
Happy
me a
Thanksgiving,
sweet
everybody.
potato.
I hope I hope there's no dry turkey on your plate. If there is, just toss it to the side. You know, nobody wants that.
Just
But,
use gravy if there is. That's the.
yeah, right. That's true. Cover it up, hide the crimes. But again, thank you so much, Jose, for making it last minute. Chris as well for making it on your drive home, because I know it's not easy being in the car. Take care, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to you, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. EST. If not, Jose is gonna know, and he's gonna be on my ass about it. So I gotta be there.
Oh, I will.
Sure. Take care, everybody.
Happy